Hello, everyone. I'm Ari Bluestein, CEO and executive producer of the Sports Fan Base Network, and welcome to another edition of SFBN Classics. We're sticking with football for this week, and we're staying in the fall of 2013. And we had some great opportunities to cover a lot of great games that year, and we had the chance to be a part of the great rivalry between Penn Charter and Germantown Academy. And this is a rivalry that dates back to 1887. And during the whole day, which is in November, early November, to end the regular season and basically end the season for those Interact teams, other sports are going on: boys soccer, girls soccer, tennis, golf played previously during the week, water polo, cross country. It's just such a great day, and it's capped off with a big football game. Now we go back to November of 2013 here, and Penn Charter is hosting the day. They alternate every year, and Penn Charter had won 12 games in a row. That's right, 12 years in a row they had won the football game. And here in this game, they were up early and looked to be heading to their 13th win in a row, but Germantown Academy had other ideas. This was a great game, a lot of offense, and a great comeback by the Patriots. I had the call with Pat Gallen. Enjoy the game.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the 127th renewal of the nation's oldest, continuous, scholastic rivalry. It's the Patriots of Germantown Academy and the Quakers of Penn Charter. And their parents.
Welcome. This is the Sports Fan Base Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions. He is Ari Bluestein. I'm Pat Gallen. And we're here for PCGA Day. Penn Charter against Germantown Academy, one of the oldest rivalries in the country, Ari, and a pretty good one.
Yeah, it is a pretty good one. The 127th PCGA Day dates back older than the Army-Navy game, so it's a pretty impressive rivalry. And this is the football game that we're going to be covering, but there are sports going on all over the campus between Penn Charter and Germantown Academy, playing for the Competition Cup. 1 point per win, and then whoever gets the most wins ends up taking home the cup. Last year it was GA. I know Penn Charter wants the victory here at home this year.
Penn Charter leads the overall series 82-33-1. Let's talk first about Germantown Academy and their big quarterback, Hayes Nolte. 6'4", 235 pounds, likes to throw the rock around, but he can also run the ball.
Yeah, he certainly can. 1,300 yards over that for throwing the ball, 14 touchdowns. But as you mentioned, he can run 7 touchdowns on the ground, over 400 yards rushing, and he does spread the ball around a lot. You have Teddy Arsenal, you have Kyle Donahue, and then you've got a good ground game. Miles Anthony and Riley Kordick both carry the ball pretty well for Germantown Academy. So overall, they know how to gain some yardage, and we'll see if they can do that today against Penn Charter.
So they will not be afraid to throw the ball or run it if need be, with a multitude of different options. And looking at Penn Charter as well, they have their own weapons. Offensively, maybe not as potent as Germantown Academy, as they have a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, that's the key. Michael Hankowski took over mid-year as the freshman, 6 feet, 170 pounds. Does have over 600 yards and 4 touchdowns, but you're going to see them run the ball. Look out for the captain, James Biggs Frazier, 795 yards on the ground, 9 touchdowns, and Cory Kelly, 760 yards on the ground and 8 touchdowns. So look for Kelly and as well as Biggs Frazier to carry the ball, but Hankowski might have to throw the ball a little bit today to get the win over GA.
Well, that's it for us up here. Now it's time for game time. He's Ari Bluestein. I'm Pat Gallen. It is the Sports Fan Base Network. Kickoff is coming right up.
Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
So we're just about ready for kickoff here at Penn Charter campus. Stadium Field in Philadelphia. The captain's out at the 50-yard line. We're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff, Ari, of one of the oldest and perhaps the best rivalries throughout the country as far as high school football is concerned.
Yeah, as we just talked about in the pregame, 127th PCGA Day. And right now, while the captains are getting the coin toss, we will report that right now Penn Charter has 5 victories today as opposed to Germantown Academy's 4. Penn Charter won golf, won, looks like,
Field hockey.
Yeah, boys cross country, 23-38. Girls cross country, although, went to Germantown Academy. I'm trying to figure out what WP stands for. But anyway,
your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, boys soccer went to Germantown Academy. Girls soccer went to Penn
Water
Charter.
polo.
Water polo. Oh, okay, there you go.
Cold for water polo, isn't it?
Water polo. So let's review again. Golf went to Penn Charter. Also, boys water polo, boys cross country, tennis, girls only, I should note, and girls soccer 2-1. Germantown Academy took field hockey, girls water polo, girls cross country, and boys soccer. So it's 5-4 in favor of Penn Charter. And again, as we talked about the competition cup, the winner, who has the most wins today, will get the competition cup, which will be presented at the conclusion of the football game. So really, it comes down to this football game to see who wins this thing.
Sounds like there may be some sort of tiebreaker that we'll have to figure out, as there are 10 components to the rivalry. But on the football field with the rivalry, Germantown Academy comes in off of a win against Springside Chestnut Hill Academy last week, 41-23. And on the season, 5-4. And William Penn Charter comes in at 4-5, coming off a loss to the Haverford School last Saturday.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Germantown Academy, they won a lot of non-league games, but they've had trouble over the last couple of years in the Interac, and in fact, their win last week over Springside Chestnut Hill broke a 15-game league losing streak. So, sure, that was a big monkey to get off their back. And if you look at Penn Charter, they're 4-5. Did lose to Haverford last week, as you mentioned. Lost big to Episcopal and Malvern, who are the class of the Interac in terms of football. But I think this is a pretty evenly matched game between the Germantown Academy Patriots and the Penn Charter Quakers here today.
And a little more of the rivalry, the oldest uninterrupted schoolboy rivalry in the United States. It's held every autumn here, Penn Charter, Germantown Academy, and the game has been played more times than the annual Army, Navy, or Harvard-Yale football rivalries. And the competition now extends, as we said, soccer, field hockey, tennis, water polo, cross country, and golf. And the rivalry began when the oldest existing scholastic football league in the country formed to regulate the interscholastic sports and independent schools in Philadelphia. And here we are, just about ready for kickoff of one of the best and longest rivalries in all of high school sports.
Yeah, kicking it off, this is going to be number 88, Ian Regan, the senior kicker. And Germantown Academy will have the ball to start things off, and the crowd is fired up. And here we are about ready to roll here at Penn Charter.
And here is the kick. And it's taken by number 27. That is Riley Kordick. And he's got a seam up the middle. He's got a couple of blockers as well. Riley Kordick kicks off the game with a...
he's not quite in.
He's out at the 1-yard line. I don't know. That was pretty close. Nearly takes it the entire distance on the opening kickoff. What a start for Germantown Academy.
Yeah, it looks like he fielded that ball back at about the 5 or 10 yard line. So mark it down for almost an 80 or 90 yard kickoff return to start things off. What a big way to start this big game off at.
And the sea parted for Riley Kordick, who last week had 145 yards rushing. He can do it all. So here we are, 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Germantown Academy looking to strike quickly. What a start this would be. As we said, Germantown Academy coming off a big win last week where they put up 41 points against Springside Chestnut Hill. We know that they can put up points all day long. They're about to do it here.
Yeah, they're pretty close, knocking right on the door. Going to be a tough task for the Penn Charter defense to start things off.
So Hayes Nolte is your quarterback, and the handoff goes up the middle.
I believe that's Kordick again, and he's going to be stopped
short at the goal line. So that was Kordick. They wanted to give him the score since he did all the work on the previous play.
Right, and you know what? I'd like to see that. When you see a guy that not even just a kickoff, but even a long run, if he doesn't quite get in the end zone, you'd like to see him maybe finish it off on the next play.
Tight set. It's a sneak. Hayes Nolte takes it in himself for the score. Germantown Academy with a quick strike and a 6-0 lead after just 2 plays and an opening kickoff of about 90 yards for Riley Kordick. As we said, he had 22 carries last week for 145 yards. That's the sort of start that Germantown Academy wanted On the other side, though, Penn Charter, they can't be happy about that.
Well, the good thing is there's still plenty of time left here in this
Absolutely.
game. And you know what I was going to say as they set up for the extra point? Nolte is a big-time rushing quarterback, big body, 6'4". Just let him pound it inside. Here's the extra point.
Daniel Altman with the extra point. It's up, and it is good. 11:25 remaining here in the first quarter, and it's a 7-0 Germantown Academy lead. The Patriots start quickly thanks to Riley Kordick, who will see some time in the backfield along with Miles Anthony. We'll also see Hayes Nolte, the quarterback, tote the rock quite a bit as he was the man that jumped in for the touchdown.
Well, now it's up to Penn Charter here. Now, they did put up some points last week, as we mentioned, losing 48-38 to Haverford, and it's going to be up to them to answer quickly here. I mean, you're at home. It's a big day. You've got your home crowd fired up as the fans are starting to file in here in the bleachers here at Penn Charter, and they've got to make something happen. And the freshman quarterback, Michael Hankowski, probably the biggest game of his life here today against GA. So we'll see what he could put together.
He is the man to look out for, Michael Hankowski. 641 yards passing so far this season, 43 of 95 on the year. So they won't ask him to do too much unless, of course, the game does start to get out of hand. But they would like to run the ball quite a bit more with Biggs, Frazier, and Kelly. And the kickoff goes up the middle to number 6, Cory Kelly, who we'll be hearing a lot of. And he's got a seam. He goes up the left sideline. And he's got a blocker. Cory Kelly, are you kidding me? Touchdown, Penn Charter.
Unbelievable, Pat.
Cory Kelly, and this place erupts.
Oh, my goodness. 2 kickoff returns, run for almost 90 yards each. I think that might have went maybe for about 85 or so. We'll get the official spot in just a moment. But, Pat, what a phenomenal way to start this game. 2 monster kickoff returns.
Cory Kelly, as I said, we'll be hearing quite a bit of him today. Why not? Why not start it off with a touchdown for Penn Charter and tie this baby up?
Yeah, officially it looks like a 94-yard kickoff return. He started back at his own 6. And now coming in for the extra point is the kicker, Ian Regan.
Regan to tie it up on the extra point. The snap, the hold, and the kick is good. And Penn Charter has tied this one quickly. So here we are, 11:10 remaining in the first quarter, and a 7-7 game. We're in for a shootout, aren't we, Ari?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to be able to see the offense and actual defense on the field for that long if these special teams keep going. Now look at the crowd. They are pumped up. Right here in the press box, right below where we're at, the student section here at Penn Charter. I mean, this has been fun so far, and we're less than a minute in.
We are just behind the Penn Charter sideline. And as you can see, we're a few thousand strong here at Stadium Field on Penn Charter's campus for one of the best rivalries. And it started off, the rivalry itself, with the water polo and all the different things happening. What a way to end it. What a way to end it with a football game, and what a way to start the ending of this day.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to love that it culminates with a big football game. Obviously, this is the big sport that everybody wants to see. But, yeah, you could see there are a ton of fans here. And, yeah, GA going nuts on the first kickoff return. Now you have Penn Charter. And here's an interesting kick.
Not a bad way to do it. After the 2 opening kickoffs, nearly both go back for touchdowns. Why don't we see some offense here?
And right now we're going to take a look at the Germantown Academy starters in just a moment, as we will finally get to see the offense and defense on the field for a good amount of time.
And the GA side led by senior quarterback Hayes Nolte. And looking at the line first, left to right, Darian Alter, 53. Number 71, Sean Weiss. Matt Herman, the center. Max Hanamarian is the right guard. And John Dean, your right tackle. And there's a fumble on the snap. Nolte falls on it. Germantown Academy keeps it. But that is a loss, and not the way they wanted to start offensively. And Hayes Nolte is the guy under center, 6'4", 235 pounds. Miles Anthony, as we said, we'll see a lot of him. We'll also see a lot of Riley Kordick. Your wide receivers, Davis, Donahue, and Derham. And your tight end is Andrew Simon. So we're in shotgun formation. 2nd and a ways to go. 4 receivers for Nolte. He calls out the plays. Looks left. Doesn't see it. looks right and doesn't see anything, and he scrambles up the middle, and he is met by a couple of tacklers, including number 55. That is Pat McInerney, who's one of the leaders of this Penn Charter defense.
Well, now Germantown Academy is in 3rd and long, and we'll see what they can do here in this situation. And really, this is the first big offensive play that we've seen this entire game. Everything's been happening on special teams so far.
It is officially 3rd and 19. And Nolte has 5 receivers at his disposal. He waits, hands it off. The carry goes to the left side. That is number 7, Costa Davis, who is a wide receiver, but he takes it around for a small gain. It's 4th down. Germantown Academy will have to punt.
Yeah, obviously they kept it conservative there. Going to play the field position game a little bit. Going to send in the punter Altman, and no risk in doing that. If you throw the ball, it's going to be an interception potentially as Altman kicks it away. It's going to be a short one, and Kelly is going to let it bounce.
Kelly lets it bounce, does not touch it, and it's down inside the 20. So Penn Charter will take over at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10, Penn Charter. And again, we'll take a look at Michael Hankowski, who is the freshman quarterback. Last week, 182 yards and 3 scores. He threw the ball 25 times, the most this season for the freshman. And you're looking at the line, Penn Charter, left to right, Campanile, McInerney, McGlinchey, Blue, and Foley. And handoff goes up the middle to number 21. That is Biggs Frazier, the captain, one of the captains on the Penn Charter side. And there you look at the Penn Charter offensive starters, Hankowski, Biggs Frazier, Hodges, your fullback, and then your wide receivers, Perry and Kelly, and the tight end, Big Evan Farrell. 2nd down, and about 4 to go for Penn Charter. Biggs Frazier in the backfield with Hodges leading him. The handoff goes to Biggs Frazier up the middle, 1st down, and a little bit more. So Penn Charter moving the football a little bit here, keeping it on the ground to start.
Yeah, you got to like that, giving it to Biggs Frazier. I mean, he is the guy. When you have a freshman quarterback, you want to keep the ball out of his hands, much like a rookie quarterback in the NFL. So I like what Penn Charter is doing.
Biggs Frazier, 115 yards last week. Cory Kelly had 109 yards on the ground. We've already said his name once on that 94-yard kickoff return. So Hankowski hands it off again to Biggs Frazier, up the middle for a couple of yards. Biggs Frazier, nearly 800 yards on the ground so far this season. 9 touchdowns. He'll also catch the ball out of the backfield. You're looking at the GA defensive starters. They run a 3-4 scheme. Alter, Gavigan, and Bozelli along the front line for GA. And then your linebackers.
Yeah, they actually have 5
4
linebackers.
Or 5 of them run a 3-5 setup. Hankowski hands it up to the up back, and that's Niall Hodges. We'll see him take the ball a few times. He's rushed the ball so far 19 times this season, making 20 for Niall Hodges. And there are the defensive backs. Costa Davis said his name once, Kyle Donahue. He'll catch the ball as well for Germantown Academy, as will Teddy Arsenal. So we're looking at 3rd and about 2 here. Maybe a long 2 for Penn Charter. And why not? Hand it off, go up the middle, your strong suit. It looks like they got a 1st down. We'll see where the spot is. That's Biggs Frazier once again.
Yeah, it looks like Biggs Frazier did get enough to pick up the 1st down, a couple of yards. He's got 4 carries on 18 yards unofficially so far. But obviously you see what Penn Charter is going to do. They're going to run the ball straight up the gut, try and pound their way down the field, and limit the work that Hankowski has to do under center.
And as we said, Hankowski, 25 throws last week, by far the most this year. And early on, they're just going to go with what works. And that is Biggs Frazier. He is met by number 7, Ian McCabe, on the tackle.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they actually do with Hankowski and see if they actually use him in the passing game.
Well, so far, keeping it on the ground to slow the pace. It was a quick start for both teams. And maybe the head coaches just want to settle in, get their offenses in motion, get things working a little bit. And, of course, they don't want to put too much pressure.
So much adrenaline
on the freshmen. Yeah,
so much adrenaline after the first 2 kickoff returns.
So we are in the shotgun here. And the handoff goes to Cory Kelly on the left side. Pickup of maybe 1. As we said, Biggs Frazier, the leading rusher coming into this game for Penn Charter, 795 yards. But Kelly as well, it's sort of a split between the two, a two-headed monster, if you will. He had 760 yards coming into the game. Both had over 100 yards rushing last week.
Yeah, and even if you look at the carries, Pat, 115 for Biggs Frazier, 110 for Cory Kelly coming into this game. So you're absolutely right. Really, it's an even split between those two talented backs.
So we're about 3rd and a long 6 for Penn Charter. Under 6 minutes to go. Hankowski in the shotgun. Hands it off again as Kelly starts left. He is met right at the line of scrimmage. And it will be 4th down. So they did not test the arm of the freshman quarterback Hankowski. And for that, they'll have to punt.
Yeah, they're going to come in and punt here, play it safe. Sometimes you see when you're around midfield, you see some teams go for it. But it is early. We are tied up at 7. And obviously, if they don't get it on 4th down, which it's 4th and 6, so it's a fairly tough 4th down to make, you'd give all the momentum back to GA. So the punting unit is on for Penn Charter.
Patrick McCain is the punter. And back deep is number 27, Riley Kordick. He takes it at about the 20. He fumbles.
Looks like
Germantown
GA
Academy
has it.
keeps it.
Yeah, that was close because nobody was getting on the ball, and the Penn Charter guys couldn't really find the ball. And finally, luckily for Germantown Academy, they were able to fall on it. That would have been a huge, huge mistake and a big momentum change potentially for the Quakers of Penn Charter.
So Riley Kordick started out with a 90-yard kickoff return down to the 1-yard line for GA on this punt return attempt. He fumbles, backs it up a little bit, and they'll start from about the 15-yard line. We'll see Hayes Nolte with 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, and the handoff goes up the middle. That is Kordick once again. Looks like the ball is out.
Penn Charters, they seem to think that they have it, but no, it will remain GA ball.
It is 2nd down as Riley Kordick all of a sudden has butterfingers. Fumbles on the punt return and then on the opening rush of this drive.
Yeah, obviously that's something you do not want to do, I mean, especially if you're a kickoff returner, a punt returner, and a running back. You rely on those guys to have good hands, unless, of course, you're the Philadelphia Eagles, and you rely on Damaris Johnson.
So here we are at 2nd and 6. We'll see a lot of Hayes Nolte in the shotgun. The handoff goes up the middle. Minimal gain. Both teams mostly keeping it on the ground. That's Ryan Calhoun, the junior running back. We'll see a lot of him on defense as well.
This big 3rd down play upcoming. We'll take a quick look at the Penn Charter defense.
Penn Charter defensively will show McGlinchey, Hatfield, Costello, and Blue along the front line. McInerney, Keefus, Bergman, your linebackers. And then Perry, Roseman, Fitzgerald, Kelly, your corners and safeties. Nolte rolls to his right on a keeper. Penn Charter all over him on 3rd down. So 3rd and about 4 there. Nolte picks up a couple of yards, but not enough for the 1st down. So after that quick start for both teams, things have slowed down considerably.
Well, you got to credit the Penn Charter defense right there, Pat. They know that Nolte is a running quarterback, and he's a big guy. You have to be able to stop him and not allow him to get around the outside edge, and they did a great job of that and force a punt.
Daniel Altman, the punter. And back is Cory Kelly. Fields it at about the 48-yard line, crosses midfield. Penn Charter will start this drive in pretty good position at the 43-yard line of Germantown Academy. They decided to keep the ball on the ground quite a bit earlier on in this quarter with 3:12 left here in the first. Let's see if they open things up a little bit. Maybe Hankowski gets a chance to throw the ball.
Well, you got to like the decision by first-year head coach Tommy Coyle of Penn Charter. What he did was he punted when they were in decent field position, relied on his defense to get a 3-and-out, and now the Quakers have phenomenal field position in Patriot territory.
So Hankowski in the shotgun with 2 backs. And he hands it off to Biggs Frazier, cuts left, back right, and he is tackled, met immediately by several Germantown Academy tacklers, including Colin Gavigan, number 60, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and a 2-yard gain. So we'll look at 2nd here for Penn Charter.
Well, Biggs Frazier's been very busy so far. 6 carries, 23 yards. And, he is the main man. So, obviously, the Germantown Academy defense will key in on him, not allowing him to get to the outside.
Backs in the eye. Hankowski under center on this second down play. It's a play action, looks to throw right. He's hit, and it's caught. That is number 24, Dean Roseman.
Well, that's the first time Hankowski threw the ball, and you got to like the play call right there because you run the play action, and GA is looking for the run because all they have done is run, and that opened up, and Roseman was wide open across the middle for that big first down by the Quakers, and they're in business now at the 15.
So they are at the 15, and Roseman had his best game of the season against the Haverford School last week, 4 catches for 52 yards as Hankowski gives it to Biggs Frazier. Nothing up the middle, so it'll be a 2nd and 10 for Penn Charter, but they give it to the freshman, try and open things up, and it works as he hits Roseman on a big gain.
And it works if you use him in a limited role. They set that up beautifully, as I said, with the play action after running the ball really pretty much the entire first quarter, other than, of course, the big kickoff return. But they did a great job, and that allowed for a big chunky yardage, and now they have a chance to punch it in and take the lead as we approach the end of quarter number 1.
So under 2 to go here in the first quarter. Hankowski in the shotgun once again. Hands it to Biggs Frazier, who throws wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Freddie Perry. The option pass by Biggs Frazier works to perfection. And Penn Charter takes the lead. Freddie Perry came into this game 10 catches, 168 yards. He'll also rush quite a bit, 760 yards rushing. He found himself wide open in the end zone for the Biggs Frazier touchdown throw. Get a little tricky here.
How about that? It's the Andy Reid bag of tricks coming out here. That's a beautifully set up. By the way, Penn Charter has run their offense so far here in the first quarter. Freddie Perry wide open as they set up for the extra point.
The extra point is up, and it is good. Penn Charter, the home squad, takes a 14-7 lead with 1:43 remaining in quite an entertaining first quarter of play here at Stadium Field.
Wow, that was that was great. I mean, you have 2 great plays that really stood out. And again, it goes back to the last series that the Quaker offense had. When they chose to punt on that 4th and 5, a wise decision. The defense made a nice 3-and-out stand, not allowing Hayes Nolte to run for that first down. They get great field position. Then they run that great play-action pass that ended up to Roseman, and then that great halfback pass from Biggs Frazier to Perry. I think just the whole sequence over the last 5 minutes that Penn Charter has done on both sides of the ball, really beautifully executed.
Yeah, really the key to that was getting the good field position, stopping Hayes Nolte and the GA offense, and giving themselves an opportunity. And then that great catch by Roseman, as you said, and then a beautiful option play. So here we are, 1:43 remaining, 14-7. The Quakers have the advantage, and they will pooch kick it again. Really fumbled.
I think we had a whistle though. I don't know, but I don't know if we might have to re-kick this. I thought I heard the whistle before the kick.
Penn Charter head coach Tom Coyle out asking about that whistle. Perhaps it was an inadvertent whistle, so they will start. Germantown Academy will at about the 47-yard line. So good field position for them.
Well, that's just a matter of respect there. They'd rather take GA starting at their own 47 as opposed to kicking it deep to Cordick. So that's some great respect right there that they have for the GA return man. And now Hayes Nolte, he's got a short field to deal with. Let's see if he can answer.
Selfishly, I'd like to see some more fireworks on these kickoffs as Nolte hands it off. And then right away, a great hit by number 11, Rob Keefus. He goes 5'11", 180.
And that's going to be our All-American Sporting Goods hard hit of the game for all your sports equipment and apparel needs. Shop at All-American Sporting Goods, located at the corner of Cobb and Tabor in Northeast Philadelphia. For more information, call 215-342-6141. That was a pop.
Riley Cordick immediately at the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10, Nolte once again in the shotgun. We'll see a lot of that today. Cordick to his left. He's got 4 receivers. Looks right. Steps to his left, doesn't see anything, throws on the run. It is caught at about the 41-yard line. That's number 3, Max Durham. And Durham came into this game 6 catches on the season for 146 yards. He's a big strike type of a receiver. Great run and throw by Nolte, moving to his left for the first down.
Yeah, it's a really great job. The first completed pass there by Nolte, and now GA is in Quaker territory.
So we're under 50 seconds. A nice hole up the middle for Cordick. He picks up about 6 or 7 yards. And they're going to run the hurry up here as we head to about 30 seconds in the first. Again, 4 receivers. Cordick to Nolte's left. Steps back, throws right. He's got a man with a step. It is caught.
Oh, the ball's loose.
The ball is loose. Did he have possession of the ball?
I think they're saying Penn Charter football.
And they are saying Penn Charter football.
I saw one
Not
official on the far.
Yeah, not sure if he had complete control of that ball.
Well, I think the official on the spot of the ball right now is signaling that it's GA ball.
The side judge said Penn Charter.
Oh, you know what he said? He's telling the linesman the chains to come down. So it is a complete
Not
pass.
sure if that was a completed pass, but alas, they continue on with play. A big first down strike for Nolte. Smart of them to get up on the football, quickly keep the Penn Charter defense on their heels after that big gain. So that'll do it for the first quarter. What an interesting first quarter this has been. Penn Charter leads 14-7. Fireworks everywhere throughout the first 12 minutes of this game. This is the Sports Fan Base Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions. We'll come back with the second quarter right after this.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922.
Welcome back to the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Penn Charter leads 14-7, but Germantown Academy knocking on the doorstep after a big 31-yard pass play. Nolte to Davis. So they are at the 5-yard line, and a great chance to tie this thing up.
Well, Pat, I think you were right. We might be heading to a shootout. Now, you saw the teams were trying to slow it down. Penn Charter, for one, with the run game, trying to slow it down, but GA picking it right back up with a couple of big pass plays from Nolte, and including that huge one to Koshta Davis.
And you mentioned the offensive fireworks. Germantown Academy coming off a 41-point explosion against Springside Chestnut Hill last week, and in the loss against Haverford School, William Penn Charter put up 38 points. So we will see some points today as Nolte hands it off to the left side. That is number 5, Ryan Calhoun, on the carry. So a loss of maybe 1 or 2 there for Calhoun, and we're looking at about a 3rd and goal from the 6.
Yeah, this is a big play right here, Pat. Might be in 4-down territory to go for it. Not really sure, but this is a big 3rd down play. You obviously want to try and get into the end zone on 3rd down.
Nolte shotgun. Cordick to his right. He pitches it off as he's being hit. Cordick up the middle, close to the goal line. Looks like he's a little bit short. Maybe about 2 yards short. But a nice job by Hayes Nolte as he was in the grasp to get rid of the football off to Cordick, not take the sack, pick up a couple of yards, and the field goal unit is out for GA.
Yeah, this will be Altman that's going to be taking this extra point. Great stand by the Penn Charter defense. Wouldn't be surprised if I see a fake here, but I think GA will probably take the points.
Dan Altman from about 20 yards away, and he hooks it. No good.
Wow.
That's a tough one, as he was given a couple more yards to work with, but Altman goes wide left, and the score remains 14-7 Penn Charter with 10:44 remaining in the second quarter. So Germantown Academy moves the football down the field, but comes up with 0 points on that drive. That was important, too, because Penn Charter has shown they can put up points in any way, shape, or form.
And that was interesting because he just hooked that. It wasn't like Penn Charter brought the rush and distracted him or anything. He just hooked it. And, like you mentioned, Penn Charter has really moved the ball pretty well. And that was great field position that Germantown Academy could not take advantage of.
So Penn Charter takes over at the 20-yard line. It goes up the middle to Biggs Frazier. And a nice first down gain. Picks up about 7 yards there. So these two workhorse backs are going to be seeing a lot of the football, Biggs Frazier and Kelly.
It looks like officially a 9-yard gain. They moved the chains right there. But, Biggs Frazier has really done a majority of the work. They're kind of splitting Kelly out to the far side. You could see Kelly now, bottom left of your screen. He is split out wide as a wide receiver.
So about a second and a long 1 or 2. Hankowski hands it off to Biggs Frazier. Cuts to his left. Has a bit of a hole to the left side. That's a first down for Biggs Frazier.
That's a really nice run.
Nice
He
moves
really
by
had
him.
Yeah, he really had a good amount of room. And you know what? One thing I noticed about Biggs Frazier, 5'7", 175, really low to the ground. You can't even see the guy sometimes, but he really keeps that ball low to the ground, and he finds a nice way to find the seams, find the rushing lanes, and that was a really nice job. And now Penn Charter moving the ball a little bit up and around the 41.
So under 10 to go here in the second. Hankowski in the shotgun formation. Biggs Frazier behind him. And hands it off to the right side. And another first down for Biggs Frazier. He's running with authority right now.
Oh, yeah, that was some great blocking right there. As that was kind of a halfback stretch play. When you went to the right side, you had to allow the blocking to create that running lane for you. It always takes a couple of seconds to develop, but he did a nice job of reading the rushing lanes, knowing where his blockers were going to be, and also the blockers upfield created some space for another first down. And now the Penn Charter Quakers are now in Germantown Academy territory.
Biggs Frazier goes for 13 there. Hankowski once again in the shotgun with Biggs Frazier behind him. Hodges in motion. It's up the middle once again to Biggs Frazier. He picks up about 3 there. So again, the rushing attack continues. And Patrick Cawley, one of the captains of the Germantown Academy defense, with the stop there.
Yeah, again, Penn Charter sticking to their game plan. They ran that one trick play for the touchdown. Hankowski's 1 for 1. So far, they've done a nice job of running the ball and running down the field. And that time of possession, very key right now. Penn Charter really winning in that department.
And the strength for Penn Charter, obviously that offensive line hankered by Frank McGlinchey, Pat McInerney, Jelani Blue as Biggs Frazier goes to the left. Got a little bit of running room. Picks up another first down. Biggs Frazier toting the rock quite a bit here early. As I mentioned, that two-headed monster with him and Kelly. Either one can get the ball at any time. Right now it's Biggs Frazier for another first down.
And again, as good as Biggs Frazier is, and he's doing a great job today, unofficially 12 carries, 69 yards already. The blocking for the Penn Charter offensive line has been absolutely phenomenal.
So 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line as Penn Charter continues to move the football by pounding the rock. High snap, caught by Hankowski. It goes to Kelly up the middle. And he's met instantly. Cawley in there, as well as several other tacklers. So Kelly goes about 2 yards there. We're looking at about 2nd and 7 or 8.
Yeah, that time they mixed it up with Kelly, giving Biggs Frazier a little bit of a blow. He's really handled a lot of the workload here today. Like we said, 12 carries already as we are about midway through quarter number 2.
And you see Kelly now split to the left. Biggs Frazier in the backfield with Hodges in front of him as the lead back. Hankowski looks to throw, and he looks to his man Kelly down the left side. Incomplete. And the defense there from Koshta Davis. So they look to throw the football a little bit with Hankowski. And they're always looking for these playmakers, Kelly and Biggs Frazier, whenever they can.
Well, you know what? I like that play call because Hankowski right there, he put it in a spot where it was either going to be incomplete or his receiver was going to make a good catch. And those are the type of throws that are not dangerous for your quarterback. So, obviously, it's a great job by this Penn Charter coaching staff led by Tom Coyle to not let their freshman quarterback get too rattled and ask him to do too much, as we've talked about pretty much all day.
And it seems like they understand that they can't just run the ball every play. They've got to mix it up a little bit and keep the Germantown Academy defense on their toes. Biggs Frazier goes left tackle, just short of a first down. So we're going to be 4th and 1 here.
So now here's an interesting situation. 4th and 1, you're driving, you're inside the 25. So I think this is a good opportunity to go for it if you are going to go for it. And it looks like they are going to keep the offense on the field.
So 4th and 1, the offense does stay on the field. Hankowski getting the signal from his head coach, Tom Coyle. And if Penn Charter can continue to move the football, they're giving themselves a pretty good chance to score here, already up 1 score over Germantown Academy. So a tight set. Hankowski with the handoff to Kelly up the middle, first down. So Penn Charter, the risk pays off as PC has another first down, and the clock continues to move under 7 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, that was an easy attainable first down. You get a good shot of the big crowd here today here at Penn Charter to watch this game, the culmination of PCGA Day. And, of course, the winner of this football game ends up going to win the competition cup. But really an easy first down. The GA defense kind of parted the seas, leaving that running lane for Kelly.
Hankowski with the handoff once again. Biggs Frazier up the middle. Another nice chunk of yardage from Biggs Frazier. Came into this one a shade under 800 yards rushing. Also, 9 touchdowns on the season. Will catch the ball occasionally, as will Cory Kelly. So the offense basically coming down to, can GA stop Kelly or Biggs Frazier? And so far, they have not been able to.
They haven't had an answer for Biggs Frazier all day. 14 carries, 80 yards unofficially.
Backs once again in the eye. Why not give it to Biggs Frazier once again? He picks up a couple of yards over right guard. So we're looking at about a 3rd and 2 here for Penn Charter.
And one thing that running the ball definitely does is it keeps your defense fresh. And so far, other than GA with that a couple of nice plays down there on passing plays, the Penn Charter defense has done a nice job. And like I said, they're nice and fresh. They're ready to go here to try and stop GA when they get back on the field here to end the second quarter.
Penn Charter dominating the time of possession. So 84 yards for Biggs Frazier so far. Hankowski in a pistol formation, hands it to the right. Biggs Frazier has the first down. Penn Charter just continues to rack up the yardage and easy first downs. Germantown Academy's defense just looks winded. They cannot stop anything up the middle. And again, kudos to that big offensive line. McGlinchey, McInerney, Blue, Campanile, Foley, and McGlinchey is the brother of Notre Dame tackle Mike McGlinchey, who is a Penn Charter graduate. His brother, slightly larger, 6'9", about 275 pounds. They're also the cousin of Falcons quarterback Matt Ryan, another Penn Charter alum. So that line is moving the Germantown Academy defensive line at will. Another high snap. Hankowski grabs it. Biggs Frazier met in the background with a nice spin move and goes left. So it could have been a disaster, but Biggs Frazier uses that athletic ability to wiggle his way out of it.
And that was the freshman linebacker, number 45, Griffin Hunn for Germantown Academy, that had him wrapped up in the backfield. Great penetration, but couldn't finish it off, couldn't bring him down. And the athleticism of number 21, Biggs Frazier, he's able to spin out of it and actually gain a yard after it's all said and done.
If GA wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to make those tackles in the backfield, or it's going to be a long day.
And we have a stoppage here on the field.
So it could be a sideline warning.
And it looks like they're talking to the coaches right now.
So a stoppage as the refs talk to each other. But once again, this Penn Charter offense, it is a sideline warning as he says, move it back, boys. Everyone's excited on this Penn Charter side, as they should be, up a touchdown here, moving the football once again, well within striking distance. So they have the ball at the 10-yard line.
This is the 15th play of this drive, Pat.
15-play drive for Penn Charter. Rolls left, throws, touchdown. Penn Charter looking beautiful on that drive. That is Ken Bergman with the score. Hankowski, a beautiful rollout to the left. They kill Germantown Academy, run, and then the rollout to the left and the touchdown. Hankowski to Bergman for the 10-yard strike. Penn Charter now up 20-7.
Well, as we've said all game, the way Penn Charter has been able to run the ball, they can set those plays up perfectly. The play actions, the rollouts, and that time Hankowski really made a nice throw to Bergman, who was open, and then Bergman did the rest. I think that was a really nice play call right there to get that touchdown.
Beautiful play call. As we said, they're not going to put too much on the shoulders of the freshman Hankowski, but when the opportunity presents itself, he'll absolutely throw the ball. So the kick is up, and it is good. So with 4:11 left in the first half, Penn Charter races out to a 21-7 lead over Germantown Academy with the legs of Biggs Frazier and Kelly in the backfield. Those two have pretty much done it all, but Hankowski, when asked to do so, has been able to pass the ball as well.
Yeah, Hankowski so far 2 of 3. And he's done a pretty nice job so far, has a touchdown pass. And you know what's funny, Pat? Penn Charter, they're a majority running team, and we talked about that before the game. But both their touchdowns, actually all 3 of their touchdowns, one of them came on a kickoff return, and the other 2 were through the air. And, in fact, the running back, Biggs Frazier, threw one of them. So you got to like what Penn Charter's able to do. They've been using the run to get down the field, and then once they get down there, they're using the arm of Hankowski and of Biggs Frazier to make things happen. And looking back at the beginning of this game, how this started, Germantown Academy took the opening kickoff down inside the 5 and then punched it in, and you thought, wow, GA really has the momentum here, and we're here at Penn Charter. But the big kickoff return for a touchdown on Penn Charter's side by Cory Kelly really just completely swung the momentum in the other direction, and now the Quakers with 21 unanswered points.
So the kick is high and to the right, and it's caught by number 45, Griffin Hunn, for a fair catch. And Germantown Academy and their big quarterback, Hayes Nolte, will take over at the 30-yard line. So Germantown Academy down 21-7. What do they have to do here to get the wheels back in motion? Normally, it falls onto the arm of Hayes Nolte. It looks like that'll continue to be the case here. He's thrown the ball 205 times so far this year, 1,349 yards, 14 scores, and he's their senior leader for a reason.
Well, I think they got to mix it up, Pat. I mean, you see what Penn Charter's able to do. They've been keeping the GA defense off balance. Nolte obviously is going to throw the ball, but they got to run it a little bit.
Looks left, has pressure, and he's taken down. Nolte is sacked by number 11, Rob Keefus.
Yeah, Keefus has been all over the field defensively today, and that's the problem when you know that you're going to drop back Nolte because you know that you have limited time and you want to try and come back in this game. You're able to blitz and bring the linebacker pressure, and right that time Nolte was sacked.
Keefus, a junior linebacker, 5'11", 180, gets to the big quarterback in the backfield for a loss of about 5. Here's a screen play. Nolte to number 20, Ted Arsenal. He's got running room up the left side and a huge gain for Germantown Academy. That is exactly what they needed to do. After the sack, a nice little screen play, and Arsenal wiggles his way right to left down the field for a big gain.
44 yards on the screen play, as I believe we have a flag. This one might be coming back.
And it is coming back. That is a tough break for Germantown Academy. A beautifully well-done play. Nolte to Arsenal. And it's all for naught. Germantown Academy can ill afford to have mistakes like this, down 21-7 late in the first half.
So it looks like it's going to be against Germantown Academy, as we mentioned. So that's a tough break because that was a really well-executed play. But when you have those types of plays, those long runs, those type of screen passes, as you see the head official Lee Page trying to figure out what's going to going on this next play, you have the likelihood of having blocks in the back, of having holds, and that's just a part of the game. You're going to do that because it's so hard to hold your blocks for that long.
So Teddy Arsenal with the nice catch, as we said, all for naught. But coming into the game, he's one of their 3 or 4-headed monsters at the receiver position. Arsenal with 18 catches for 212 yards coming into the game. Costa Davis, another one of their weapons, with 16 receptions, and Kyle Donahue, one of their captains, 30 catches.
So it's going to be
an 18-yard pass play, and it's a spot foul on the hold, so they'll back it up 10 yards from the hold. So the line of scrimmage now at the 30-yard line, but a big play brought way back as Nolte hands it off, and it goes to the left side for Kordick. And he gets about 5 yards on that play.
Yeah, really nice job. That was a big hit, again, by number 4, Ken Bergman, who just had the touchdown to really stop Kordick at the original line of scrimmage. Shows the 35.
So third down for Germantown Academy. They need to connect here. They can't have this drive stall as we get closer and closer to the halftime break. Nolte in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. Looks left. His man's got a step. There's interference, and there is a flag. And that is absolutely pass interference. That's number 24, Dean Roseman, on the coverage and took a grab of Kyle Donahue's jersey. So Germantown Academy will get a first down from that. And you take those risks. Germantown Academy took a risk throwing downfield, and it looks like they'll pick up a first down here.
Well, Nolte, he aired it out, put some nice air under the ball, and he threw it into coverage. There was a lot of blue jerseys right around there for Penn Charter. But like you said, you got to take chances like that because you will get those penalties called, those pass interference, those defensive holding calls. Let's see what the official call is. They're going to walk it off. And they'll walk it off to about midfield. Oh, no, they're going to keep going. Personal foul.
So 2 penalties on the play.
Okay.
1 for pass interference, 1 a personal foul. So that is a killer for Penn Charter.
Now, the other penalty with pass interference, there could have been illegal contact, which in that case it would have just been first down and 5 yards. So they take the big personal foul penalty.
So basically 2 15-yard penalties on the play.
Yeah.
Germantown Academy picks up a big chunk of yardage here, so Hayes Nolte will look to continue to move in the right direction here from the 35-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. The play action. Nolte keeps it himself, goes left, sheds a tackler, picks up a big chunk of yardage. Ken Bergman on the stop for Penn Charter, but Nolte picks up about 8 or 9 yards there. Very, very close to a first down, but again, that big body, Hayes Nolte, has been known to hold it himself so far this season. He's the 2nd leading rusher on the Germantown Academy side, 400 yards rushing, and he ran for 38 last week against Springside Chestnut Hill.
Yeah, you got to use that big body. You're going to see him run the ball a lot more here today.
So the handoff goes to number 5, Ryan Calhoun. Stopped short of the first down. So we're looking at about 3rd and still around 2. So he got back to the line of scrimmage. This is a big 3rd and 2 here. As we said on that previous 3rd down play for Germantown Academy, they can't have this drive stall.
Well, the good thing is for GA and also for Penn Charter, all teams have their timeouts remaining. No timeouts have been taken yet. So GA could make this first down potentially here and take a timeout, but this is a big play, and the Penn Charter fans are letting them know it.
3rd and 2 from the 27, looks left. Man is wide open. That's number 17, Kyle Donahue. And a first down for Germantown Academy, so they move the sticks. And he gets out of bounds with 1:38 remaining here in the second.
That was a nice little quick out right there by Donahue. Nolte saw that he had some space there on the outside and got the all-important first down, and now they can continue to keep the drive going as we are at about 1.5 minutes to play till halftime.
So the clock moving. Now at about 1:30 remaining. Nolte hands it off. And that is number 5, Ryan Calhoun, up the middle for a minimal gain.
And a timeout is called by Germantown Academy.
There's their first timeout of the first half, but Germantown Academy is moving the football right now, aided by 2 major penalties on the Penn Charter side, but you really like what Hayes Nolte is doing here. They're not afraid to throw the football and throw it down the field with their big-bodied quarterback, and they'll have to continue to do that if they want to get back in this game down 2 scores.
Well, that was a big play, the penalties. That was a huge, huge play that allowed GA to advance it down the field. So now it's up to them to answer. I mean, if they do not answer here, Penn Charter obviously has a huge advantage going into the second half. If they can cut the lead in half and get a score here, we've got a brand-new ball game pretty much going into half number 2.
So as we said, a quick start for both teams on the opening kickoffs, and it looked like Germantown Academy had all of the momentum, but right away, then a 94-yard kickoff return by Cory Kelly from Penn Charter swung the momentum for the home squad, and now GA looking to claw their way back in this one. 2nd and 7 from the 20. Two receivers to the right. It's a play action. Nolte moving left. A little bit of room on the left side and a nice gain He didn't see anything he liked down the field, so uses those legs to his advantage. Frank McGlinchey on the stop, but it is a first down for Germantown Academy.
And again, we talked about it. Nolte's going to have to run the ball a little bit more to even if it's not really to gain a lot of yards, to at least make the Penn Charter aware of him.
So a quick snap, and it goes to Cordick on the left side. And another nice gain for Riley Cordick, coming off his best performance of the year, 145 yards on 22 carries against Springside. And he has been the main back so far today and a favorite of Nolte.
Yeah, Cordick has done a nice job. Now we have a manageable 2nd and 4
so
from
you
about
can
the
pick up
5
a
yard
first
line.
down. You can pick up a first down
Yes.
at the 1 yard line.
Yes.
It's 2nd and 4 from the 5 for the Patriots. Nolte takes it himself, goes left, but he's met by 3 Penn Charter defenders, including number 6, Cory Kelly. We've said his name quite a bit today. He's doing it offensively, special teams, and now on defense. And there is a timeout taken by Germantown Academy with 1:03 remaining in the first half. And a big 3rd and about 3 or 4. They can pick up a first down at the 1 yard line. But Germantown Academy is not worried about that. They need 6 here, and they hope to cut this Penn Charter lead in half before they get to the locker rooms.
Well, GA with 1 timeout left now after they've taken a big couple of plays coming up here, Pat. It'll be interesting to see where they go. I think you got to give the ball to Hayes Nolte. Let him make the decision. Give him like a play-action rollout. Let him decide if he's going to try and run it in or float it for one of his receivers, like Teddy Arsenault, like Donahue, like Durham. Let him make the decision. He is your senior quarterback. He is your leader on this team, and this is a big play coming up here on this 3rd and 5.
So Hayes Nolte will try to lead this offense to 6 points here before the halftime break. And boy, do they need it. So it is a 3rd and 5 from about the 7 yard line. Nolte has been in shotgun all day. 2 receivers to his right. That's where he looks. There is a flag, and they blow it dead.
Coming up, we'll have the Pennsylvania National Guard halftime report. We'll have an interview with the head of school for Penn Charter, Dr. Darrell Ford. We'll take a look at the first half statistics. And also we'll talk a little bit more about the history of the PCGA Day and also, again, review the results of the other sports that went on here today here at Penn Charter. That's all coming up on the Pennsylvania National Guard halftime report.
So it was an offside penalty on Penn Charter. So it goes half the distance. We're looking at a 3rd and about 1 yard for a first down, which can be picked up at about the 2 yard line. So 3rd and 1, a tight set. Nolte hands it to Cordick up the middle. He's taken back. Where did he get? Ken Bergman with a huge tackle. Also Rob Keefus in on the stop. No gain there. Fourth down, and they burn their final timeout with just under 49 seconds left in the half. So they tried something a little different. We've seen Germantown Academy in the shotgun quite a bit. They make it a tight set. They try the run up the middle with their bell cow, Riley Cordick, but Rob Keefus in on the stop, as was Ken Bergman. We've heard their names quite a bit on D.
And we certainly have. And real quick, we'll tell you about our official sports drink sponsor of SFBN, Body Armor. Body Armor is an all-natural super drink packed with electrolytes, antioxidants, vitamins, 10% coconut water, and no caffeine. Body Armor is a healthier alternative to Gatorade or vitamin water with 2.5 times more electrolytes than Gatorade and double the vitamins of vitamin water. Body Armor Super Drink has a super team, consisting of LaShawn McCoy, Ray Rice, Mike Trout, Buster Posey, Rob Gronkowski, and the newest member of the team, Colts quarterback Andrew Luck. For more information about Body Armor, go to www.drinkbodyarmor.com. Got myself strawberry banana today, Pat.
I'm going to try one of those back there in the cooler at halftime, see what we're working with.
You got to give up your Powerade and go over to Body Armor now that you're a part of SFBN. Big play coming up here, Pat. This could be the play of the game. This could really determine how the rest of this game could go.
So just under 49 seconds remaining here in the first half. Germantown Academy, 4th and 1 from the 3 yard line. They need points. Nolte in a pistol. He is in close, excuse me.
Trying to use the
trying
hard
to draw
count.
them off sides.
Yep.
That was not Nolte under center. Nolte was behind the quarterback. It looks like he got the first down, but they are not quite at the goal line, but a big first down for Germantown Academy. Ryan Calhoun
that was Calhoun.
under center with Nolte behind him. Little trickeration as they push forward for a big first down. So 45 seconds remaining in the half. They've got a fresh set of downs. Inside the 2, it looks like. They're going to measure. Looked very, very close, though, to the first down.
To me, just by looking, as you see they're measuring it now, it looked like they had it. See a good shot right there, Pat. And they did not get it.
Stop. Penn Charter with a huge stop, and they take over inside the 3-yard line. It looked at first glance like he initially got the first down on a great push. They spot the ball, and it's just short. Penn Charter, a huge stop. And Germantown Academy needed that first down. They really needed points on that drive, and they do not get them. Penn Charter, excellent job defensively to stop Germantown Academy on a little bit of a trick play.
Well, Penn Charter, you got to give it up to their defense. They have played a phenomenal game. Big time stop there. They had a couple of big stops on the last series that actually led to the missed field goal by Germantown Academy. And the only way GA got on the board was by that big kickoff return by Kordick that initially led to that 1-yard run by Nolte. So you got to give the PC defense a lot of credit here today. They've done a great job, of course, after the kickoff return, but that's a special team. So
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Matt Dent's, the head coach of Germantown Academy, cannot be happy about the spot that he was given. That looked to me like they had pushed forward for a first down, but nonetheless, Penn Charter does take over.
And unfortunately, you cannot throw the red challenge flag to challenge the spot of the ball. That's the tough part. When you have a sneak play like that, there's no official standing over the pile to see where the ball actually lands. To me, it looked like he got it, but it was going to be very close. And a couple of missed opportunities for GA with the missed field goal, and right there, not converting on the 4th down.
So a tight set. They are inside the 3-yard line. And Penn Charter will just kneel on it, let the clock run. Along the sideline here for Penn Charter, number 51, Bill Costello, being looked at by the training staff. Looks like he may have a cut as he's down on the training table as we're under 30 seconds. Penn Charter looks content to bring it to the half at 21-7.
Well, there's nothing you could gain here by trying to get out of this deep. There's really nothing, especially in this limited amount of time. As you can see, Hankowski may be rushing it forward a little bit because of how close he is to the goal line. And that's pretty much going to be the final play of quarter number 2 with Penn Charter taking a 14-point lead into the locker room.
So that is the end of the first half. Penn Charter dominating the first half after a huge start on the opening kickoff by Germantown Academy. It has been all Penn Charter from here on out. 21-7, Penn Charter over Germantown Academy through the first half here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Welcome back. Ari Bluestein here with the head of school here at Penn Charter, Dr. Darrell Ford. Thank you for taking your time to talk to us today.
Well, thank you. We're thrilled to be here hosting this 127th PCGA Day.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. The PCGA Day, you mentioned 127th. This goes back a ways. It's longer than the Army-Navy rivalry. Talk about this day and the history of this PCGA Day.
Well, this is the oldest schoolboys rivalry in terms of football. We are so pleased that we host this games every other year. We do it 1 year here, 1 year at GA, and we culminate with the football game. And so this is a long, rich tradition of competition, good competition, but we all, of course, we hope that Penn Charter wins the game and wins the football.
Yeah, I know Germantown Academy took home the Competition Cup last year, and let's talk about that a little bit. Now, the football rivalry goes back a long way, but now new sports are involved. You have the girls' soccer game across the way, field hockey, among other cross-country, among other sports. Talk about what that means not only to have football involved, which obviously that's great to have football involved, but other sports and really the entire schools are involved as well.
So as the competition has gone on over the years, we've included additional sports, and what that has enabled us to do is really involve the entire school community, the whole school community. And so we're excited about each and every one of the sports. We're excited about the football, but we're equally excited today about the girls soccer. And our soccer team has had quite a run this year, and they will be at least co-champions. If they win today, they will be Interact champions outright, and this will be the first girls soccer win Interact championship for Penn Charter. And so as the years have gone on, so has the competition, and it's been a way to include teams but really involve the entire school and get the whole school spirit up and running, and not just football.
Right, and the competition cup, you get 1 point per win. So obviously the team with the most wins ends up winning the competition cup.
Sure. So I know right now we've won the girls tennis, we've won the boys cross country, we won golf, and that's all I know thus far. But we're hoping we're going to take home the competition cup, and of course culminate the day with a win on the gridiron.
And we'll give you an update in just a few moments, actually, about the competition cup and the updated results on PCGA. Now let's talk about the two schools in particular, Penn Charter and Germantown Academy. These two communities, obviously you said you alternate years. What does it mean for the two schools, and how is the rivalry? Is it more of a friendly rivalry? Anything get heated at all? Talk about the two schools and the rivalry in particular.
Sure. I think the rivalry, of course, is a friendly rivalry. I think it's good competition out there on the playing fields, and yet when it comes down to it, I think we're ultimately most important about our kids learn how to win well, they learn how to lose well, and our kids, we want them to show good sportsmanship throughout all the games. Of course, each side's going to say we want to win, and of course, as head of school at Penn Charter, I want to win. But it's a friendly rivalry. You know, you have Penn Charter with a 325-year tradition. We're celebrating our 325th anniversary this year, and GA, I think, just celebrated its 250th anniversary a couple years ago. And so you have two schools that have storied histories, and histories that are older than the history of our country, and we're both at the beginning of the founding of this country. And so it's a great rivalry, and yet we're, of course, friends in the end.
Well, it's great for us to be here on SFBN, here to be a part of PCGA Day, and I want to thank you and your brother Malcolm for it as well. Give him a shout out for getting us set up here today.
Well, I appreciate your being here. Go Penn Charter, and he wants me to make sure that you know that I'm his brother. He's the older brother, but so we gotta get that right. But we're glad to be here. It's a glorious day, and we really we just could not be more thrilled that we're covering this game, and we're going to stream it, and most importantly, go Penn Charter.
Head of school, Dr. Darrell Ford, thanks for joining us here on SFBN.
Have a great day.
We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back. Ari Bluestein, Pat Gown here with you on the Pennsylvania National Guard Halftime Report. And again, for more information about how to attend college full-time tuition-free and serve in the Army National Guard part-time, contact Master Sergeant Lee Page at 215-856-5965. So, Pat, let's take a look at the first half stats. First, let's take a look for Germantown Academy. Now, they threw the ball a lot. They spread the ball around. You can see Nolte, 5 of 5, 69 yards. He did have a 1-yard rushing touchdown. But other than that, really, GA hasn't really been able to get anything going. And more importantly, Pat, they have not been able to punch it in the end zone, especially in the second quarter.
Well, since the opening kickoff that Riley Cordick took back 90 yards, and then Nolte ran it in for a 1-yard rushing touchdown, it has been all Penn Charter. Hayes Nolte 5 for 5, so when he does throw, it is working. There was a big penalty as well on Penn Charter toward the end of the first half that could have led to Germantown Academy points. However, inside the 3, they turn the ball over on downs. Penn Charter takes over, and that's why we're at 21-7.
And you take a look at the Penn Charter stats real quick. Hunkowski, not asked to do a whole lot, 2 of 3 for 35 yards and a touchdown that went to Bergman. Yes, Bergman. And the interesting play was Biggs Frazier. Not only does he have 88 yards on the ground, but he has a 15-yard touchdown pass to Freddie Perry. So Penn Charter pulling out the tricks and using the ground game to really control the clock.
Yeah, the ground game has worked beautifully for Penn Charter. As you said, Biggs Frazier, 88 yards there, and that 15-yard touchdown pass. And Hankowski 2 of 3, 35 yards, so not asked to do too much. And really, does he have to at this point? 21-7, they're going to use what works, and that's the ground game with Biggs Frazier and Kelly.
And I think you're going to see them go to the ground game a lot as the teams are starting to come back out onto the field. They're up by 14, so might as well go to the ground game. Real quick before we get started for the second half, I know, Pat, you were taking a look at a lot of the notable alums that went both to Penn Charter and Germantown Academy. We're going to take a look at that list in a few moments. We mentioned some of those guys, but first we're going to take a look here at Germantown Academy. Some big-time names. Bradley Cooper certainly stands out to me.
Bradley Cooper, yeah, and he's a 1993 graduate. Alvin Williams, former Toronto Raptor. We know him well here in Philadelphia. Mike Richter, the former Rangers goaltender. Brian Roberts, we know him from Comcast. Connie Mack went to Germantown Academy. Matt Walsh played for the New Jersey Nets briefly, played on one of those great Florida Gators teams. So some pretty notable alumni from both sides.
Yeah, Caroline Dottie, a very good women's basketball player at the top of the list. You can see it goes down to 1910 there with Bill Tilden, the professional tennis player. That shows you how long these two schools have been around. And if you take a look at the Penn Charter side, you have some football players like we talked about, McGlinchey. But one name at the top of the list right there that definitely stands out to me, Ruben Amaro Jr.
Yeah, Ruben is a Penn Charter alum, as is Mark Gubiza, who was a pitcher for the Kansas City Royals. How about Adam Goldberg? You're a fan of his TV show, aren't you?
I love the Goldbergs. Our producer, Josh Bellman, loves the Goldbergs, too. He's from Jenkintown, and it's funny to see on that show they're going to the Willow Grove Mall. They're having parties in Alberthorpe Park, so it's pretty cool. Adam Goldberg doing a great job. But, yeah, you can see the list goes on. Huge list here for Penn Charter.
And not to mention Ruben Amaro, an alumni, but also David Montgomery from Penn Charter. Maybe that's why they're so close.
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's why Ruben Amaro still has a job.
And, of course, in 2003, we know the Atlanta Falcons' Matt Ryan went to Penn Charter, and one of his receivers was Sean Singletary, who went to the University of Virginia and played for the Charlotte Bobcats as well. So
yeah, great player for
Virginia.
Pretty
notable alumni on both sides. It's a great tradition for both schools.
And real quick, I wanted to give everyone an update. Well, we did mention it at the start of the broadcast, but, of course, today, PCGA Day, they compete for the Competition Cup. A bunch of different sports going on, and football is, of course, the capstone to the day. Golf, Penn Charter won that match. Field hockey was won by Germantown Academy. In water polo, it was split. The girls of GA took that one, but the boys of Penn Charter won easily 21-5. In cross country, it was split also. Penn Charter won the boys cross country, and GA won the girls cross country. In tennis, in girls tennis, Penn Charter took that one. And then soccer was also split. The boys took it for GA, and the girls took it for Penn Charter. So really, I'm looking at where this is being won right now. Tennis and golf has really given Penn Charter the edge. And then, of course, whoever wins this game right now, Penn Charter looking good, will ultimately win the Competition Cup. And, we just talked to Dr. Ford, the head of school for Penn Charter. He wants to win this bad, especially because GA won last year.
And Penn Charter could put the cherry on top, and they are in a position to do so, up 21-7 here in the first half of this one. So it's been an exciting day throughout all the sports in the Competition Cup. But this, of course, not to take anything away from the other sports, but football, as you can see from the crowd here, usually the most exciting, and this game has given us quite a few exciting moments so far.
Certainly has. We're about a minute away. That about concludes the Pennsylvania National Guard halftime report. Ari Bluestein, Pat Gallen here with you on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solution. The crowd getting ready for second half action here at Penn Charter. We'll be right back with the second half right after this.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922.
Welcome back to the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Second half football about to begin here from Stadium Field on Penn Charter's campus in Philadelphia. Pat Gallen, Ari Bluestein with you. And Ari, let me ask you this. After one half of play, what stands out to you? Starting on the Germantown Academy side, what has to happen for GA? Obviously, they put a lot on the arm of Hayes Nolte. I would assume they're going to have to do a lot of that in the second half if they want to get back into this game.
Yeah, and on the legs of Hayes Nolte, too. He runs the ball quite a bit. Obviously, down 14, he's going to need to pass the ball. And there's an onside kick attempt.
He got blown up at the 45-yard line. It looks like Penn Charter held on to the football. Coming out of that pile is number 50, Frank McGlinchey. Survival is a good way to put it.
Our PA announcer just said survives the onside kick. He took a monster hit. And you know what? GA, I like that. I like that from GA's head coach, Matt Dentz. Why not?
Why not at
Why
this
not
point?
Go for it.
Down 2 scores. Try something tricky. It doesn't work, but you can't fault him for it as he wants to get back into this game. So Hankowski in the pistol formation, hands off. Biggs Frazier with a nice juke. Takes it for the first down and more. James Biggs Frazier nearly broke it the distance. Nonetheless, a great run and a gain of 22 yards for James Biggs Frazier. He goes over 100 yards for the day on that carry.
Yeah, monster job. He's now over 100 yards. Just a phenomenal run right there. And again, you got to credit this Penn Charter offensive line. They've done a great job opening those running lanes all day long.
Hankowski again in the pistol, and you see Germantown Academy. They try that trickeration play, and it doesn't work, and it puts Penn Charter in good territory. Flags are down on the run by Biggs Frazier.
Yeah, let's see what this flag's all about. Probably will be a hold. Probably will come back here. The GA sideline is clapping. You can see Lee Page with the white cap. Let's see what he says.
Germantown Academy needs this, as it is a hold on the offense, so Penn Charter will be backed up. But coming out of the second half, Germantown Academy tries that trick play, and it instantly hurts them as Biggs Frazier goes for a big run on the first play of the second half. And if they had kicked off on a full kickoff, that doesn't harm them as much, but a holding call brings it back to the 44-yard line.
Well, the way both these teams have returned kickoffs, I don't blame them for kicking the onside kick. We've seen more pooch kicks rather than actually deep kicks.
3 receivers for Hankowski. Hands it off once again to Biggs Frazier. A big hole on the right side.
Oh, he's gone.
James Biggs Frazier is gone. Touchdown, Penn Charter. James Biggs Frazier took it off right tackle for the 46-yard touchdown.
That's a big-time run right there. You see Biggs Frazier. He is well over 150 yards now, and he saw the lane, and he just cut it right up there on the right side, and he got into the end zone. Once he got past that second level, there was nobody in front of him to stop him, and now Penn Charter has taken a commanding 27-7 lead with the extra point upcoming.
Make that a 43-yard touchdown run, virtually untouched on that right side. James Biggs Frazier pumping the crowd up on the sidelines here. The extra point is good. Penn Charter leads it 28-7 with 11:19 left in the third quarter. And coming into this game, we knew both teams could score some points. Germantown Academy coming off a 41-point performance against Springside Chestnut Hill. And for Penn Charter, 38 points in a tough loss to the Haverford School last week. Penn Charter picking up right where they left off, an offensive explosion and a 28-7 lead.
Biggs Frazier had a pretty good run, and then he had a decent run that was called back by the hold. He's like, I'll just get it right back. The next play goes in for the score. And just a comment on Germantown Academy side, when they go for the onside kick to start the third quarter, that's the risk that you have, because you give a team that has been running all over you all day with that type of short field, and you're just asking for it.
Sure.
But I don't really discredit Matt Dentz, the head coach for GA, going for that, because his team was down 14. They were about to give the ball back to Penn Charter. You have to try and make something happen, and unfortunately, it just did not work in the Patriots' favor, and Penn Charter in complete control of this game here early in the third quarter. But Hayes Nolte does have the arm to bring Germantown Academy back into this game.
James Biggs Frazier inching toward his season high at 168 yards. It's another pooch kick taken by number 34. That's Matt Gorman, and he takes it past midfield for GA. But again, James Biggs Frazier, 168 yards against the SCH Academy. Earlier this season had a 165-yard game, too. He's at 148 right now. He deserves an ice bath after this game.
Well, this is a big stage for Penn Charter. And James Biggs Frazier is having a monster game here today, and we were told he didn't even really play football until this year. How about that?
Pretty outstanding. Great awareness, great vision in the open field for Biggs Frazier. But now Germantown Academy takes over. Hayes Nolte back to throw. He's hit, and it is incomplete. Taken down. That is number 50, Frank McGlinchey. We've said his name quite a bit. Also, number 11, Rob Keefus, one of the linebackers on the stout Penn Charter D, which is absolutely showing up after giving up 48 points last week, only 7 through 2+ quarters today.
Well, they've done a great job stopping the run and also putting a lot of pressure on Nolte.
Nolte back to throw. It's a little dump off. Ooh, great hit by Rob Keefus.
Yeah, that was a screen pass right there. And Germantown Academy's quarterback Hayes Nolte thought that all the pass rushers were coming forward, but Keefus, the linebacker, who has been flying all over the field today, makes a monster hit on Miles Anthony, and Anthony is actually limping off the field to the far sideline.
Miles Anthony, haven't said his name much today. He is the leading rusher for Germantown Academy. He was popped on that play. Great wrap tackle by Rob Keefus. We'll keep an eye on Anthony on the sidelines as Nolte in the shotgun, 3rd and 11.
The crowd getting a little pumped up here, Pat.
Keefus, one of the leaders of the D, trying to pump up the Penn Charter side, who has been loud all day. Nolte to throw, looks right, down the sideline. He's got his man. Great catch. Kyle Donahue with the grab. And that is a big gain, and that is just what Germantown Academy needed to get back in this ball game. Beautiful touch from Nolte to the captain, Donahue.
39 yards on the pass completion right there. Beautiful throw. And I'll tell you what, that is a senior leader quarterback right there in Hayes Nolte. The crowd was going nuts. He could have folded up and just died, but he made a perfect pass right over 2 defenders to his star wide receiver, Kyle Donahue, and now GA's in business.
Nolte's so smooth in the pocket. It's an option keeper, and somehow slips out of it, goes left, and he is in. Touchdown, Hayes Nolte. Are you kidding me?
Wow. That's a big-time run by Nolte, and there were like 5 Penn Charter defenders that could have had a chance at him. But not only is he so big, but he's very slippery. Kind of reminds me of like a Ben Roethlisberger type of quarterback where he's not going to kill you with his feet because he's not that super fast. But he found the hole, and he gave the stiff arm, and he got in the end zone for a 2nd rushing touchdown of the day.
As I was saying, smooth in the pocket, smooth out of the pocket as well. Altman on for the extra point. It is good. And they cut the lead in half. The Quakers now lead the Patriots 28-14, so a big 39-yard strike, Nolte to Donahue, which led to that 10-yard touchdown run for Hayes Nolte, his 2nd of the day. So as we said, does it with the arm and can also do it with the legs, and he gets Germantown Academy right back in it with 9:58 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Well, I said this at the end of the 2nd quarter, Pat, about when Germantown Academy was knocking on the door, and unfortunately for them, they couldn't score. You have to put the ball in Nolte's hands. The running game really hasn't been there with Cordick and Miles Anthony, so you have to let Nolte make the decisions. Give him the ball, let him throw those beautiful touch passes that he had, and let him run the ball. That's the only way the Patriots are going to get back into this game, and they proved it right there on a big 3rd down pass, the 39-yarder down the sideline to Donahue, and then he took it in himself from 10 yards away. And now, instead of this game being potentially a rout, GA is right back in it, only a couple touchdowns down, and still plenty of time to go here early in the 3rd quarter.
I know it's early in the 3rd quarter, as you said, just a hair under 10 minutes remaining. How big of a defensive stand is this for Germantown Academy?
It's huge. It's kind of like a shutdown inning for a pitcher. You have to stop them right now and put the ball back in GA's hands, and now they're going to try an onside. Well, no, not an onside.
They pooch it, and it's caught by number 10, Evan Farrell, the tight end, who brings it to the 35-yard line. First time we've called Farrell's name today. He has been an integral part of the offense, but catches the pooch along the left side there. So Penn Charter takes over from the 35-yard line. My guess is we'll see a lot of James Biggs Frazier. Maybe a little of Cory Kelly in here as well.
I think you're going to see a lot of Biggs Frazier as well. He's done a great job here today. They were lining up for what it looked like to be an onside kick, but now it's up to the GA defense. Like you said, this is a huge potential stop for the Patriots.
Hankowski once again in the pistol formation. Biggs Frazier, a huge hole again, and he picks up about 8 yards before he's taken down. That was number 53, Darian Alter, on the stop. But he goes over 150 yards on the day. Biggs Frazier, the third time he has done that this season. First against Valley Forge Academy, then against SCH Academy, and now over a $150 today against Germantown Academy.
Yeah, big game here for Biggs Frazier, and he also has a passing touchdown, as we mentioned, on that nice little trick
Kid's
play.
doing it all.
Yes, he is.
Two receivers split out. Hankowski back to throw, looks right. He's got a man on the right side, incomplete, nearly intercepted by James McAfee. So great defense there as they try to unload, make it a quick strike, but it's incomplete, so a nice defensive stand there. But a third and a long two for Penn Charter, and like we said, big defensive stand here for Germantown.
Now, I've agreed with pretty much the play calling all game for Penn Charter. Right there, I did not. That was very nearly intercepted by McAfee, and if that indeed is a pick, that's a huge momentum shift over to GA. I think you just have to run the ball, eat the clock. Obviously, you want Hankowski to pass the ball a little bit, but right there, I don't think that was a great decision.
Hankowski gives it to Biggs Frazier, goes right. Somehow slips through once again. James Biggs Frazier is gone. Another 57-yard touchdown for James Biggs Frazier. This kid is slippery. And he is over 200 yards rushing on the day. Germantown Academy had a chance to make a nice stop here. It looked like they had him within the grasp. Not so. James Biggs Frazier would not be denied. Another huge touchdown, 57 yards for James Biggs Frazier. And the Quakers up 34-14.
Germantown Academy, you could tell they were coming up. They knew the run was coming. They were there. But Biggs Frazier had great vision on that play. He saw the running lane open up, and once he cut it up the field, he was gone. A big-time run from Biggs Frazier.
The snap, the hold, looked like it was tipped, but it is good. So with 8:55 remaining in the third quarter, Penn Charter pouring it on. They are up 35-14 over Germantown Academy. We have said James Biggs Frazier, his name all day long. And you mentioned the awareness and the vision. Looking very much like an NFL type of a running back where he waited for his blocks to open up, used that to his advantage. He didn't try to make the move too quickly. It opens up in front of him, and he slips through for a big 57-yard touchdown.
And now he's not the fastest guy that I've seen, but the way he moves his feet and the way he reads those running lanes and the way he can cut, his cuts are extremely quick. So from what I saw, GA thought they had gotten him and sealed that edge and not allowed him to get to the outside. Before they even realized that he cut up, he was gone. And there was nobody in that second level because all the linebackers had over-pursued to come up and try and cut him off. And that just opened it up for Biggs Frazier. And we talked about just a few moments ago how important that defensive stand was for Germantown Academy. And they let Biggs Frazier literally slip right through them to get in for another big score here.
Tough day for the Germantown Academy defense. You know what play is coming, yet they have not been able to stop. We'll call him JBF. There's Kordick, who catches it at about the 10-yard line, runs up the middle. He is met by number 42. That's Connor McRory on the tackle. So GA takes over at the 20-yard line. And once again, we'll see Hayes Nolte. They're going to have to throw the ball. They're going to have to move down the field quickly, get quick strikes. And let's see if their senior captain quarterback can do that.
And you know what's funny about that kickoff, Pat? That was the first time that Penn Charter's kicker Ian Regan, kicked to Kordick since he returned it inside the 5-yard line that set up GA's
they'll take
first
that
touchdown.
chance now.
Yeah, I guess they'll take it now that they're up 3 scores.
4 receivers once again for Nolte. Looking very Peyton Manning-like as he barks his orders from the pocket. Fake handoff. Nolte with the keeper goes right, picks up a couple of yards, and tackled by Rob Keefus once again.
Yeah, a few yards right there, 5 yards to be exact there on the play, up to just about the 25-yard line. And, you're going to need to see Nolte do that. Like I said, he's going to need to make plays with his arm and with his legs, but you can't throw the ball every time. You have to mix it up a little bit. Still plenty of time, Pat.
Give props to the D-backs, Costa Davis, Teddy Arsenal, Kyle Donahue for showing up big today. There's Nolte. The pass is complete to Davis.
So there you go. There's Hayes Nolte making a big play with his arm, and as you see, the chains are starting to move up to about the 45, a 20-yard pass play to Costa Davis. That is his second reception of the afternoon.
So Germantown Academy moving the football as we inch toward 8 minutes left in the third. The handoff to Kordick picks up about a yard. So it'll be about 2nd and 9 from the 46-yard line. But GA is moving the football, and they need to do that because they are down 3 scores, although there is time remaining, and we've seen that each of these offenses can be a quick strike.
Yeah, they need to move methodically down the field quickly, but don't rush it. There's still plenty of time, but you do have to move the ball somewhat methodically here if you're GA.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Nolte hit in the pocket, incomplete. Flags are down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an illegal contact.
Probably illegal contact.
Yeah.
Not sure it was a hold or a pass interference. But Nolte went for number 17, Kyle Donahue, one of the captains on GA. So we'll see if the call is here.
I think they're going to call it against Penn Charter because their sideline is not happy.
It is holding.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think that's a good call. I mean, obviously Penn Charter thought that maybe there was some offensive pass interference there on Donahue, but I think that was a pretty nice call right there by the officials, the officiating crew.
So there was a bump as Nolte went to Kyle Donahue, and a 5-yard penalty results in that first down. So they are moving the football. 45-yard line is where they're at. Nolte with 2 backs in the backfield. He looks left first, goes right. Oh! Who caught it? Unbelievable catch.
Donahue
to rip
had
it out of the hands of Dean Roseman was Kyle Donahue. Roseman had that football. It was ripped away.
I thought at first that Roseman had that inside position and was going to pick it off, but Donahue with a big-time play, his 3rd reception now, his 2nd of 30-plus to be exact.
So Nolte quickly gets to the line, gives it to Kordick up the middle. Touchdown. Germantown Academy as Nolte hands it off to Riley Kordick for a score of 15 yards. Germantown Academy now down 35-20 with the extra point pending. So we talked about it, the need for a quick strike for Germantown Academy, and they did just that using the passing game and the running game, and it worked well.
So there was 28 points scored through the first half. There's already been 28 points scored in the first 6 minutes, first 5 minutes rather, here in the third quarter. Unbelievable the way these offenses are really putting up points here in half number 2.
Altman with the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So Penn Charter up 14 points once again as Germantown Academy gets a 15-yard run from Riley Kordick to make it 35-21. Here on the Sports Fanbase Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. We are rocking and rolling here early in the second half. You got to love it. You got to love the up-tempo stuff.
Oh, this is unbelievable. You take a look at what's going on here. We saw the 2 big kickoff returns that led to touchdowns really within the first minute or so of this game. And now it was slowed down a little bit thanks to Penn Charter's rushing offense. But now both teams really are just going back and forth. Now, GA on their side, the Patriots, they need to score because they need to get back into this game. So I'm not surprised that Nolte is airing the ball out and they've been able to score quickly. But Penn Charter, the way Biggs Frazier has been running the ball and reeling off these big runs, I think that's kind of surprising to this Quaker coaching staff. I think they were just like, okay, we'll get 5 yards here, 10 yards here, work the clock a little bit. And as a result, there's been 28 points scored here in this second half already.
So quarterback Hayes Nolte doing his job for Germantown Academy, but the need for a defensive stop on this series is crucial to keep it close. Another pooch kick, bounces on the 20-yard line. Biggs Frazier picks it up at the 15. Instantly met, but bounces off a tackle. Goes out to the right, and he is taken down hard at the 15-yard line by Matt Gorman. We've talked about his name quite a bit on special teams. Biggs Frazier is down at the 15-yard line, slow to get up.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the more important thing there is you do not want Biggs Frazier to get hurt. And it looks like he's going to come off the field for a couple of plays, but they don't lose too much because they do have Cory Kelly that they're able to insert in there in the backfield, although Biggs Frazier, monster game, 2 touchdowns and 21 carries, 213 yards.
So they'll take a look at Biggs Frazier along the sideline, but it will be Cory Kelly in the backfield. Hankowski in pistol formation, hands it to Kelly, up the gut, a couple of yards. But really it'll be all eyes on Biggs Frazier. That's Patrick Cawley on the stop for Germantown Academy. It'll be about a 2nd and 8 for GA. I'm sorry, for Penn Charter, but GA defensively, like we said, can they put together a nice defensive stand here? The best player today is out of the game right now in Biggs Frazier. So the opportunity could be there for Germantown Academy to get a big stop.
Yeah, Biggs Frazier's on the sideline getting talking to a couple of the trainers. Oh,
Hankowski, a high snap, great catch. Kelly goes for a few more yards.
There's a little collision there between Kelly and Hankowski.
Hankowski's had to deal with a couple of high snaps so far today, but has done a good job of corralling them. So we're looking at 3rd and 4 from the 17-yard line. This is a huge 3rd down here for Germantown Academy.
Yeah, and you can see the Germantown Academy sideline and the cheerleaders, the fans, starting to make some noise. You can see them there at the top of your screen. This is a big-time stop potential for Germantown Academy.
Hankowski looks to throw, and he is sacked.
That time, Germantown Academy brought the pressure in there, making the stop. Number 35, Pat Longo, as well as number 9, Anthony Bazzelli. And that's what you do on 3rd down. You got to bring the pressure, especially when Hankowski goes back to pass. You got to pressure that freshman quarterback. And finally, Germantown Academy's defense comes up with a big stop on 3rd down.
Huge stop, so make it 4th and 8. About 5:20 remaining.
This is only the 2nd part of the game for Patrick McCain, Pat.
McCain will punt. He is at his own 5-yard line. A nice punt.
Oh, short.
Let's see what kind of bounce it takes. A pretty good bounce toward midfield. So Germantown Academy down 35-21 with 5:01 remaining in the 3rd. Will take over at Penn Charter's 49-yard line. So an interesting development there as James Biggs Frazier is knocked out with an injury. Penn Charter goes 3 and out. And Germantown Academy will take over with great field position. And we've been talking about it all day long. Hayes Nolte, the senior quarterback, 6'4", 235 pounds, has a myriad of weapons that he'll have to use if they want to get within a touchdown, which is certainly possible with this good field position.
This is great field position. Got to take advantage.
It's a quick throw. That is Koshta Davis on the catch. Picks up 7 yards, so 2nd and 3, and they quickly get to the line. It's a handoff to Kordick. He is met instantly. That's number 55, Patrick McInerney.
We've got a late flag.
Down. We'll see what the flag is all about. It was a dead ball foul that was well after the play. As it stands right now, 3rd and 7 for Germantown Academy. But it is a dead ball personal foul on Penn Charter. So that's huge. Has the momentum swung in the favor of Germantown Academy?
Well, if they can score here, I think they would, because now they're down 2 scores, and they're in great field position to potentially cut this lead to a 1 touchdown game for the first time since early in the 2nd quarter. So, this is potentially huge. That's a big-time penalty as we have a stoppage now. And I believe there's going to be a timeout on the field taken by Penn Charter.
4:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Penn Charter up 35-22, but Germantown Academy is driving. Welcome back to the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Pat Gallen, Ari Bluestein with you here from the campus of Penn Charter Stadium Field. Penn Charter leading 35-22 with 4:22 remaining in the third quarter. Hayes Nolte and the Germantown Academy Patriots driving here. A big personal foul penalty moves them to Penn Charter's 30-yard line. 5 receivers for Nolte. And a quick screen play, and it goes to Ted Arsenault. He's got a little bit of running room and some blockers. Takes it inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. So a nice little screen play there, a quick hitch. And Arsenault picks up about 13 yards.
Yeah, 13 yards there on the pickup. Really nice job and great blocking. And actually, Rob Keefus had a chance to get Arsenault pretty early on in the play, but missed the tackle.
Met immediately in the backfield is number 7, Kashta Davis, and Keefus is all over the place today. How many times have we said his name? He has been disruptive all day long on D.
Hey, you know what's funny? I just said his name that he missed the tackle. He probably heard me. He's like, all right, well,
not this time.
Take this. That's the last time I'll say anything bad about Rob Keefus.
So the passing game working for Germantown Academy. They decide to run the ball with Kashta Davis, one of their receivers, and he is met immediately by Keefus in the backfield. They get to the line of scrimmage quickly. Kordick is to Nolte's left. 2 receivers each side of your screen. As Nolte barks out his orders. 2nd and 13 here for GA. Nolte to throw. Sees his man. That's Arsenault, and he dropped it. Ted Arsenault had it in his hands. A little bit of a low throw, definitely catchable, but it's incomplete, and a 3rd and 13.
Well, now that missed catch, that was a great route run by Arsenault and a good throw by Nolte, maybe a little bit low, as you said, Pat, but that is definitely a catchable pass. He's got to make that catch. And now they're probably in 4-down territory here, Pat, being down 14. So probably I would expect GA to at least get maybe a chunk back and set up a 4th and short.
Riley Calhoun in the game in the backfield to Nolte's right. Nolte pointing out to his lineman the blocking scheme from Penn Charter. 3rd and 13, Nolte to throw to his left. It's caught. That's Max Durham. He'll be well short of a first down, though.
But again, it's what I said. They got a little bit of they got a chunk of it to make it a manageable 4th down. Now it looks like it'll be about a 4th and about 6 or so. So instead of incomplete pass deep, setting up a 4th and 13, now they have a chance to convert this 4th down and keep this drive going.
Tough part of the field, too, especially for the kicking game. And they need points, down 14 here as we inch here. 2.5 remaining in the third. So it's a 4th and 6 from the 14-yard line.
Oh, we got a flag.
Down. Was there movement along the line?
Oh, GA is clapping. This might go against Penn Charter. Might be a neutral zone infraction.
See the call?
Yeah, there's Lee Page, the head official for today.
It is offsides on the defense, so it goes from a 4th and 6 to a 4th and a very manageable 1 yard. So you go basically from a 4th and long in that situation to a 4th and short, which absolutely helps Germantown Academy down 14 points.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that Germantown Academy has not been able to convert on a couple of 4th and shorts. Penn Charter's defense has come up big, but this is another big spot here for both teams. Could be the play of the game right here, Pat.
Calhoun to Nolte's left. 4th and 1 from the 9-yard line. Nolte hands it off up the middle to Calhoun. Looks like he's got enough for the first down, and he does. So a nice play there as they do the counter run with Ryan Calhoun. Came into the game the 4th leading rusher on Germantown Academy's side. Rushed for 66 yards last week against Springside Chestnut Hill. They've used him a little bit, mixing it up with Riley Kordick. He got a breather on that fourth down play and a big first down.
Yeah, I like that play call because I think Penn Charter was expecting Nolte to have the ball in his hands. Instead, they gave it up the middle.
First and goal from the 6. Touchdown, Riley Kordick. A 6-yard touchdown run for Kordick. And Germantown Academy is back in this one. It's 35-27.
Just when you thought Penn Charter might be able to stick a fork in GA, they score 2 straight points. And again, it goes back to that Germantown Academy defense coming up with that big third down stop to force the punt, and now that allowed the offense to come down and score a touchdown.
Altman with the extra point. It's up and it's good. With 1:48 remaining in the third quarter, an explosive third quarter at that. Germantown Academy right back in it. They were down 28-7. They brought it back to 35-28. Hell of a third quarter, Ari.
Yeah, it really has. There's an injured Germantown Academy player on the field. And as they take a look at him, we will step away for a moment here on SFBN, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Ari Bluestein, Pat Calhoun with you. We'll be back. We've got ourselves a ball game here at Penn Charter.
Welcome back to SFBN, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Penn Charter up 35-28, being helped off the field was one of the starting linemen, Max Hanamirian, on the Germantown Academy side. Could not put any pressure on that left leg. We'll keep an eye on him, as GA also lost leading rusher Miles Anthony seemingly to an ankle injury earlier. So again, one of those pooch kicks at about the 28-yard line. It's Ken Bergman, known a little more for his defense. He grabs the pooch kick. Penn Charter takes over from the 33-yard line.
Now we'll see what Penn Charter does. I think that Tom Coyle, the head coach, has to give the ball to Biggs Frazier. He was injured a little bit earlier. Now he's back in the game. Have to run the ball and eat some clock. And now if you're Germantown Academy, obviously you have to expect that Penn Charter will run the ball. But you cannot cheat too much, because we've seen that Hankowski can make you pay on some deep balls if you cheat too much on the run. So this is a big series right here, Pat.
JBF, we call him. James Biggs Frazier back in the game. He had left in the previous series, but he's right back at it up the middle. Bounces left. Picks up about 6 yards. So James Biggs Frazier seems fine after leaving that last series.
He looks fine to me, Pat.
he's well over 200 yards today, and he's got still an entire quarter left to go.
Yeah, he's perhaps en route for our player of the game, depending on how this finishes.
Well, he certainly has one of our plays of the game, a couple of our plays of the game, a 43-yard touchdown run, a 57-yard touchdown run, and how about a 15-yard touchdown pass? He's done it all today.
Yes, he certainly has.
Just over a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Hankowski in the pistol formation. Hands it off to JBF. Goes right. That's worked all day, hasn't it? Bounces off a couple of tacklers. Down to the 47, make it 48-yard line is Biggs Frazier. He was tackled by Teddy Arsenault, who brought him down before he could have one of those patented JBF moves.
JBF, he's had a monster day, and those stretch plays have really worked, Pat. You could see how he's getting to the outside, then the linemen are getting out, creating the running lanes, and then he's cutting it right up. We've seen that happen all day long, as you mentioned. It's worked all day.
Hodges in motion. Hankowski takes the snap. They go left this time. And a great seal block by Hodges. Biggs Frazier goes for 2 or 3 as we're under 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We'll see if they get another playoff. But Biggs Frazier just continues to move the football at will.
And I just saw the offensive coordinator tell his quarterback, Hankowski, we're just going to take it to the end of the quarter, and we'll flip it around to the other side, and the second down play will be upcoming for Penn Charter.
So it has been all about offense so far today. Penn Charter, 35. Germantown Academy, 28. After 3 quarters, it should be an interesting fourth here to come on the Sports Fanbase Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. We're coming back with the final 12 minutes after this.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAYE.
We are down to the final quarter here at Penn Charter Stadium Field. And the Quakers lead 35-28. We have been talking quite a bit about James Biggs Frazier. 24 carries, 233 yards, several outstanding runs. He has been toting the rock all day long as Penn Charter moves on the other side of the 50-yard line. Hankowski hands it to the up-back Nile Rogers, and he picks up a couple of yards. I'm sorry, Hodges was the up back on that one, and he picks up a few. So we're looking at about a 3rd and 5 for Penn Charter.
Yeah, it's only Hodges' second carry of the day. As you see Kyle Donahue on your screen try to pump up the Germantown faithful across to the other far sideline. Another big 3rd down play here. Let's see if GA can come up with a stop to give the offense back the football.
Hankowski fakes it. And he is met in the backfield, sacked. Number 17 is Kyle Donahue, one of the captains of the Germantown Academy side. GA, it is really their defense. We talk about all the offenses. The defense has allowed them to get back into this game. They're down a score, and they could have pretty good field position here.
Yeah, and you're right about that because the offenses have done a great job here today. But in the first half, the Penn Charter defense were the ones to really do a great job. And now here, late in the 3rd and early in the 4th, the GA defense has really stepped it up. And you love when guys talk the talk and they can also walk the walk. Donahue was pumping up the crowd and right there made a big play.
So back to take it is Cordick. He lets it bounce. He's got to probably catch that to keep it from giving too much. And a penalty flag is down.
Yeah, getting into it was number 5, Ryan Calhoun, and number 17, Sean Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald of Penn Charter, Calhoun of Germantown Academy. Calhoun's helmet actually went flying off. They were throwing some punches in there. Flag went out. You can see the flag down on the left side of your screen right around the 10-yard line. And that's really where the fight went on. Now, we'll see what the actual call is. And you hate to see that. Obviously, these are rivals, but you hate to see that in this type of game.
So we'll see what happens here. If this is on Penn Charter, they can ill afford to give up yardage and better field position to Germantown Academy. But the refs will talk about the call here, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it could end up being offsetting here. I don't know if there's going to be any player ejections or anything. I'm not sure if there was any punches thrown. Obviously, this is a big-time decision here as the officials are talking about it in a huge game.
10:36 remaining. Penn Charter holds a touchdown advantage over Germantown Academy. But they have stormed back down 28-7 right out of the gate in the second half. It's a personal foul on Germantown Academy, which is interesting since it was Ryan Calhoun's helmet that came off in the little fracas between him and Fitzgerald, but it's GA that is knocked back. So an interesting call there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see how the fight started and who instigated it. But unfortunately, it's usually whoever throws the last punch is the one who gets penalized. And from what I saw, to me, it looked like Calhoun was the one throwing the punches or doing the shoving back at Fitzgerald, even if Fitzgerald was the one to initiate it. So it's really not that big of a penalty. There's no ejections or anything like that. It's only half the distance to the goal, really. So not much. Germantown Academy still has to go a long way to tie this game up.
They'll have to go 93 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 7-yard line. Cordick in the backfield once again with Nolte. 2 receivers on each side. Nolte looks to throw. He's got Arsenault on the right side, a big gain. Takes it up the middle to the 37-yard line. That's Ted Arsenault. Hayes Nolte with a great quick strike on the slant play. A huge gain. Germantown Academy is moving the football once again.
Yeah, really nice play. And on the last drive, Arsenal dropped that one. That time he didn't. 36-yard completion. Excuse me, 29-yard completion.
Nolte again looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He's got a little bit of running room. Goes left. Sheds a tackler. And another big gain. About a 17 or 18-yard run for Hayes Nolte. We talk about how well he does with the arm. Over 1,300 yards coming in. But he's also the third leading rusher on this team with over 400 yards on the ground coming into this game. The kid does it all. And he did it with the legs right there.
Yeah, 15-yard run right there by Hayes Nolte.
Handoff up the middle to Cordick. And a bruising run, picks up 4 yards.
The GA all of a sudden really moving the football. Set up by that big pass play to Arsenal. And then Nolte using his legs, he used a nice stiff arm. And like I said, he kind of reminds me, he's not a lightning quick quarterback like a Michael Vick, but he's kind of like an Aaron Rodgers or a Ben Roethlisberger, somebody that can move around
Nimble
a little
enough to make it work.
Exactly. He's a big man, too, at 6'4".
Nolte
235,
looks left.
I'm sorry.
He's got Donahue open, close to another first down. Just love the ability to make quick decisions back there. That's why Nolte's a big-time quarterback. So they look to be just shy, 3rd and short, so about a 5-yard gain for Kyle Donahue as they get to the line very quickly, trying to keep Penn Charter on their heels. As we hit nearly 9 minutes, Cordick up the middle, first down, Germantown Academy.
Yeah, just like we mentioned, James Biggs Frazier has been huge. He's obviously put up bigger stats, but Riley Cordick with that opening kickoff return down inside the 5 and 2 rushing touchdowns, and of course he's been huge here on this drive.
Right back to it at the line of scrimmage. Nolte barks out the orders. Under 9 minutes to play in the 4th. And that quick slant play has worked all day as Donahue makes another catch.
Yeah, it's a quick out to Donahue. That's worked for a couple of first downs. Yeah, that's a 12-yard completion right there.
We talked about James Biggs Frazier on the Penn Charter side. They continue to give the ball to him. This is basically their running play, that little hitch to Donahue from Nolte.
GA's really got it going now. They've scored 14 straight, trying to tie this up here, Pat.
So the Penn Charter sideline has been silenced by this great drive. Nolte fumbles and picks it back up. Keefus on him again.
Keefus comes out with the football.
Keefus comes away with it. I don't think he had it, though. I think Nolte had it on the ground, and Keefus grabbed it from him. But nonetheless, Rob Keefus, again, disruptive in the backfield. Also, Pat McInerney, one of the linebackers, in on the play. Nearly a crucial turnover, but Nolte holds on to it, and Germantown Academy keeps it.
That was a huge play. Nolte really with the presence of mind to jump on the football.
2nd and 19 from the 33-yard line for Germantown Academy. They averted disaster there. Nolte back to throw. He's waiting. And Donahue's wide open, and he drops it and takes a huge hit.
Yeah, he did take a huge hit right there. I think he started to look upfield before he actually caught the ball in his hands. So that goes down as an incomplete pass, and now we've got a big 3rd down and 19 upcoming here for Germantown Academy. They moved the ball so nicely down the field, it would be a shame for their drive to halt now. But, again, it's 4-down territory. Kind of like last time, they're going to try and get a chunky yardage back and make it a manageable 4th down play.
A tough drop by the normally short-handed Kyle Donahue, who came in with 30 catches on the season, has several more today, including a few big ones here on this drive.
Penn Charter faithful getting a little noisy here on this side, Pat.
Freddie Perry is the man that's on Donahue, gives him some room, and that's where Nolte looks, continues to look, rolls left, throws it deep, touchdown! Kyle Donahue in for the score.
Now, Freddie Perry's on your screen right now. I'm not sure what he's asking about. Maybe he stepped out of bounds. That might be what he's saying. I'm not sure.
Could have been out of bounds. Maybe he pushed off on the play. Nonetheless, It's a big 19-yard strike from Nolte to Donahue. And with the extra point, Germantown Academy could come all the way back and tie this thing.
Yeah, I think that Perry thought he went out of bounds. I'm looking at the replay now. I think that's a clean play. Donahue was good, and here's the extra point.
Up. Good. Ari Bluestein, we are tied. 35-35, 7:52 to go in the final quarter. Penn Charter up 28-7, and GA storms all the way back to tie it up.
Well, Pat, that is 21 unanswered points. And as good as the offense for Germantown Academy has been here in the second half, putting up 4 touchdowns, and we're not even midway through the fourth quarter, the GA defense has stepped up their game. They've gotten Penn Charter off the field on third down, and both of those third down stops have led to consecutive touchdowns for the Patriots of Germantown Academy.
You're absolutely right. That the defensive stands on third down have been enormous for the Patriots to get back into this ball game. So here we are, under 8 minutes remaining in the fourth, in a tie game. It has been explosive from the get-go.
I'm going to need some oxygen after this game, Pat. Doing stats, commentating. Our producer's going crazy a little bit too. But 35-35, I can't believe it's gotten to this point. Honestly, I thought Penn Charter had this game in hand. They were up 35-14.
It has been
that was with 8 minutes left to go.
Filled with momentum swings on both sides, and here we are tied up. So another pooch kick. That ball is live. Germantown Academy falls on it, and they have it. GA takes over. Are you kidding me? A little miscommunication on the Penn Charter side, and they are stunned.
And Germantown Academy is a little bit excited there. You can see the fans jumping up and down in the stands. I think there was maybe some miscommunication on that play where the Penn Charter special teams did not realize that ball was live. They were just letting it go, and Germantown Academy, Johnny on the spot, recovered it.
That is a crucial mistake for Penn Charter. Germantown Academy has been kicking off that way all day long. Someone has to know to be on the football because it is live. Germantown Academy quickly jumps on it, and they will take over.
And now a tired Penn Charter defense has to come back onto the field.
From the 30-yard line, why not go to Donahue once again? Is he in? Taps the
That's
toes and he caught it. Kyle Donahue, a sick catch along the left sideline.
It's going to be a 16-yard pass to Donahue right there. And Nolte and Donahue, they are connecting in a big way. That was the 7th reception. And now Donahue over 100 yards at 101.
So GA recovers the kick, and Nolte looks to his sure-handed man, Kyle Donahue, on the left side for the 16-yard gain. 1st and 10 from the 14. The handoff to Kordick up the middle. Bounces some tacklers. He's near a first down.
Yeah, it looks like he's right at about the 6-yard line, so he'll be just shy of a first down. And my, how has this game turned?
The tides have definitely changed. Germantown Academy with all the momentum. The handoff up the middle to Kordick. He is inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. And another Patriot first down. And Rob Keefus is limping toward the sideline. He's going to try and walk it off. That would be a big blow. It looks like a cramp for Keefus on his right leg. He's trying to get rid of it. He's been their leader on defense. They need him out there, but he is hobbling. Nolte up the middle. Calhoun, touchdown. Germantown Academy takes the lead. They have stormed back from 28-7 down, and they have taken a lead with just over 7 minutes left in the fourth. The Penn Charter side absolutely stunned. Did you see this one coming?
No. As I said, Penn Charter had a 35-14 lead with 8:55 remaining in the third quarter. After that, Germantown Academy has scored 4, I repeat, 4 unanswered touchdowns. Extra point is up and it's good.
So here we are with 7:02 left in the final quarter. Germantown Academy has come all the way back to take a 42-35 lead on the 4-yard touchdown run by Ryan Calhoun.
There's the GA side, the cheerleaders revving up the crowd. What a monster comeback for Germantown Academy. Now, go to Penn Charter side. Obviously, you're deflated. You've now given up 42 points when you only gave up 7 in the first half. Obviously, Penn Charter, their big thing has they've been running the ball with Biggs Frazier. You're going to have to rely on the freshman quarterback, Hankowski, to throw the ball a little bit. So we'll see what Penn Charter does here as we come back just over 7 minutes to go here in quarter number 4. So 42-35, Pat.
You hear the Penn Charter sideline right below us trying to amp their team up. They need it. They need a big-time momentum swing as Germantown Academy up a touchdown. And watch here on the kickoff. They've done the same thing all day long, kind of pooched it in near the 25-yard line. Smartly, it's taken by Evan Farrell, and he's down at the 34-yard line.
There was
no penalty on that.
Yeah,
there was a little bit of a scrap near midfield.
It was off your screen. I believe that was number 41, Eric Corliss for Germantown Academy. That was taken down, one of the Penn Charter players, after the play. But the officials were not really on the play, and it did not result in a personal foul. But it's starting to get a little chippy here, Pat.
Number 49, Luke Stansfield, part of that little fracas there. But there is no yellow on the field, so Penn Charter takes over at their own 34-yard line. And here's where Michael Hankowski comes into play. We haven't talked about him much in the second half because he's been handing the football off, and he does once again to Biggs Frazier. Takes it left. Gets to about the 41 or 42-yard line, so a pickup of about 7 or 8 yards there for JBF. And they're going to continue to use their game plan. They're not going to overreact to what's happened on the GA side. Penn Charter, what they do best is run the football, and they continue to do that.
And I like that by first-year head coach Tom Coyle. Got to stick to your guns. Obviously, Hankowski's going to have to make some plays eventually, but you want to try and get down the field using the running game.
6:51 left in the fourth. The handoff goes to Biggs Frazier up the middle. First down. James Biggs Frazier moving towards now 250 yards rushing on the day.
Unofficially, Pat, 26 carries, 245 yards today.
An amazing performance.
He's going to need some more, though, if Penn Charter wants to win this game.
The senior James Biggs Frazier has been big. He's 5'7", 175, but this is an Adrian Peterson-esque performance from him. First down from the 46-yard line. Hankowski back to throw. It's low, but it is caught right at about midfield.
Yeah, that was a
by
low.
Cory Kelly.
Yeah, that was a 4-yard completion there to Kelly, and that's Hankowski's third completion out of 5 attempts.
You can certainly see the differences in the two quarterbacks. You have a freshman on the Penn Charter side, a senior on the GA side. But Hankowski has done a nice job of setting up the run with a couple of pass plays. Another one there for 4 yards to Kelly. Back in the pistol, hands it to Biggs Frazier. Looks left. Picks up about 2 or 3. In on the stop was Pat Longo, along with Patrick McGettigan.
So now there's a big third down. The Germantown Academy crowd on their feet. And obviously Biggs Frazier right there, shut down there for a few yards. But we'll see what they do here on this play. They've got 2 wide receivers split out to the far side there with Kelly and Perry.
3rd and 4. Hankowski, the handoff. Biggs Frazier. A nice block by Hodges and a first down. Biggs Frazier got a great block from fullback Niall Hodges to seal off the line. And it is a first down to the 41-yard line.
Well, that was a huge block right there by Hodges. Really freed open that running lane to the outside edge. Great job by Biggs Frazier again. And now Penn Charter in Germantown Academy territory.
Their sideline is right back in this game. As the handoff goes to Biggs Frazier once again, and he picks up 5 or 6 more yards. He is running with absolute authority. McGettigan on the stop once again for Germantown Academy, but it's tough to stop this kid.
Well, methodically, again, Penn Charter's moving down the field. Now, if they could continue to do this and get close and punch it in, there might not be that much time left for Germantown Academy to answer, and we could be going to overtime. But before we get to that point, the Quakers have to punch it in.
Under 4.5 remaining, 2nd and 4. Hankowski to Biggs Frazier. Up the middle. Looks about a yard shy of the first down, so that'll set up a 3rd and short from the 32-yard line.
That's carry number 30 on the afternoon for Biggs Frazier.
Said he needed an ice bath in the first half. He has absolutely earned one. James Biggs Frazier came into this game 795 yards on the season. He has gone over 1,000 today with this amazing performance.
Unbelievable.
It's normally a two-headed monster with Cory Kelly also in the backfield. But JBF has toted the rock now 30 times. Play action. Hankowski looks to his left. He is wide open. Cory Kelly at the 1. Is he in? He is just short at the 1-yard line. Cory Kelly made a great move to come back. Football slightly underthrown by Hankowski. Nonetheless, they are in business. Penn Charter, 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Hankowski to Kelly on the big gain.
Well, it didn't really matter if it was underthrown. Obviously, it prevents them from scoring. But, again, the Penn Charter coaching staff has done a great job of setting up the play action for Hankowski. That's the 3rd completed pass that Hankowski had where it was a misdirection play action type of play. Because they've run the ball so much, Germantown Academy is so caught off guard. And for that matter, I'm caught off guard when they pass the ball.
The freshman showing poise, hands at the Biggs Frazier. To the goal line, stopped short. He did pick up about a yard, but was stopped short at the goal line. 79, John Dean in the middle. Also plays right tackle. He stands out along the middle. So that's a big stop. Biggs Frazier comes off. He needs a breather. That'd be 31 unofficial totes of the rock today.
264 yards.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Yeah, Kelly is the deep back now, number 6.
Hodge is in front of him. The handoff is to Kelly. He leaps. The ball's out, and he get in. It's out, and Germantown Academy has it.
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Penn Charter is saying
saying he's in.
Before the ball came
ref's
loose.
Talking. Let's see what they call here. He was very, very close
This
to
is
the
a
goal
huge
line.
call here, Pat.
And Germantown Academy takes over. What a stop. Kelly went for the leap. It was knocked out and recovered by James McAfee.
And that's going to be our Stahl Agency play of the game. Stahl Bonds and Insurance specializes in the construction business industry. For all your bonding and construction insurance needs, please go to their website, www.stolllagency.com. Wow,
They
Pat.
say it's a game of inches. Cory Kelly came inches shy of a possible game-tying touchdown. And just like that, Germantown Academy takes over, and Nolte goes for about 6 yards up the left side. An unbelievable turn of events. This game has had it all today. An amazing game here at Penn Charter.
And how about that? The man who has carried the ball for Penn Charter, Biggs Frazier, all day long, was taken out for a quick breather. Kelly tries to take it over the top, does not secure the football, loses it, and now GA has a chance to run out the clock.
They can seal the deal on this drive. 2nd and 3 up the middle. It's Cordick, close to a first down, maybe a yard or two shy.
Yeah, here's an opportunity here for Penn Charter's defense to get the ball right back. 3rd and inches. They're going to stop the clock here.
An official's timeout at 2:02 remaining in the 4th as the officials confer along the far sideline. Looks like they're talking about where to spot the football, and they will measure to see if it was a first down for Riley Cordick. So what a turn of events. Penn Charter at the goal line, stopped. They turn it over. Germantown Academy down 28-7 to start this half. Now has a chance to seal the deal as they are up 7. And it looks like they're about a foot shy of a first down.
Yeah, it'll be about 3rd and inches here. Might go to a sneak here with Hayes Nolte. Now,
I put my money on that.
Yeah, now Penn Charter does have 2 timeouts remaining here, but they're going to have to come up with a stop. There's only just over 2 minutes remaining here. This is a big play right here. Penn Charter's defense could potentially come up with a big stop and get the ball back to their offense for one final chance.
So Hayes Nolte under center. Look for that sneak. 3rd and inches. We're under 2 minutes to go here. Nolte is letting the clock run as we're under 150. He continues to look. Snaps it, takes it himself. Easily picks up the first down and more, and he stays in bounds. What a smart play by the quarterback.
I mean, that's a senior
like a true
quarterback.
veteran.
Yeah, that's a senior quarterback right there. Just a phenomenal play right there. He didn't quite sneak it right up the gut, took it to the outside edge, and Penn Charter will have to call their 2nd timeout. And right now, Penn Charter only with 1 timeout remaining. There's only 1:37 left. I mean, it's looking pretty bleak here for Penn Charter in a game that really got away from them, Pat.
Hayes Nolte waited, snapped it, bounced off left tackle, and picked up a huge first down. We've talked a lot about Nolte and this Germantown Academy offense and Kyle Donahue and Teddy Arsenal. And, of course, the running backs that we've talked about all day long, and Cordick and Calhoun. But how about that GA defense stepping up when it was needed? After the 57-yard touchdown from Biggs Frazier that put him over 200 yards on the day, it made it 35-14 Penn Charter. That's the last time they would score. The Germantown Academy defense came up huge in this 4th quarter, and they needed to. It was ugly early, but they had plenty of time to turn it around, and they absolutely did that, and now they have a chance to win this game against all odds.
Now, 1st and 10 here for Germantown Academy. Let's see if they can run out the rest of the clock here, Penn Charter.
Nolte in his familiar shotgun formation, 1:37 remaining. The ball at the 15-yard line. Goes up the gut to Calhoun. He is stopped at about the line of scrimmage. Timeout to Penn Charter at 1:32 left in the 4th.
And now it's time for our Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods player of the game, and we're going to give it to Hayes Nolte. I know Biggs Frazier had the monster yardage, but Hayes Nolte led Germantown Academy back after being down 21-7. So the quarterback for Germantown Academy gets our Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods player of the game. Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods is the leading supplier of the Philadelphia Public League. Visit them today at 7554 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair for all of your sporting goods needs.
Hayes Nolte, the captain, senior quarterback of Germantown Academy, came into this game with 1,349 passing yards, 14 touchdowns. He'd run for 7 more, over 400 yards on the ground so far this season. He did not let his team down, and he is the Lloyd Sixsmith player of the game. And it is tough to not give it to James Biggs Frazier. What's his tally at right now?
James Biggs Frazier, 31 carries, 264 yards.
Unbelievable.
But again, the way Nolte led his team back.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, James Biggs Frazier certainly 1A in our player of the game department.
1:32 left, 2nd and 10. The handoff goes to Cordick up the middle. Keeps the legs churning, and he gets about 9 yards. Excellent run by Cordick. And the clock is running at 1:20.
And Penn Charter.
If they get this first down.
Yeah, Penn Charter out of timeouts now. Even if they don't get the first down, I think it's going to be tough for the Quakers to come back and try and get a touchdown. But this is a big play. Obviously, the defense here for the Quakers needs to come up with a stop to even potentially give the offense a chance to get back on the field.
This Penn Charter sideline trying to get behind their defense for this stop, but the clock is now at 50 seconds. Nolte hands it off. They are shy of the first down, but the clock continues to run. They'll stop it at 47.4 seconds. They're going to be short of a first down. So it'll be 4th and 1. Do you go for it here?
I don't know. I mean, if you're go for it and you don't get it,
but the clock would continue to run.
They're going to measure it right now. I think they came up short, but yeah, I think you got to punt it away. If you get it, if you go for it and you don't get it, you're giving. Oh wow! Look at that.
Inches short.
Literally an
Literally
inch.
2 inches short.
They're trying to debate whether they got it or not. No, it's going to be short.
So what does Germantown Academy do here?
I think you have to punt it away. I think you have to punt it away here.
The clock does start, correct? The clock starts once the football is set and the players are set. The clock does wind, so they can let this thing run down a little bit.
They can let it run down no matter what, whether they try and go for it or not.
The punting unit not out there. Nolte staying out there. They're going to put the football in the hands of their senior quarterback in the final 47.
Well, the clock has started back up here, Pat, as you said.
So it'll wind down.
They could just let it wind down and then call a timeout and then bring in the punting unit. They're really not looking to run a play at this point. You see everybody's just standing around on the field.
Looks like they will do just that. They'll run it down as far as they can.
And that is about where they can
stop
stop the clock. So officially, 24.5 seconds remaining here, Pat. So it's really not completely impossible for Penn Charter to score a touchdown here. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do on the punt. There could be a punt block. There could be a return. You never know. This game has been a little bit nuts, so I wouldn't be surprised to see anything happen here in the final 24.5 seconds.
Well, the punter, Dan Altman for Germantown Academy, has walked up to the huddle on the GA sideline. Let's see what they choose to do here.
You see Penn Charter huddling right now. Obviously, they're talking about, you got to return the ball, but don't dance around too much. Give your offense a chance to get back onto the field.
But all right, this is exactly what you would look for in a game. We
Yes.
have the highs and lows, the comebacks,
Yep.
the big plays on both sides, big plays defensively on both sides. It opened up with a bang on both sides, and here we are. Germantown Academy up 7 with 24.5 seconds left, looking at a 4th and literally an inch for a first down. And Hayes Nolte is out there. The punting unit not on. Will he run around? Will he try for the first down? They literally need an inch. It all comes down to this, folks.
All right, let's see here. They got to get it,
Nolte
obviously.
Under center. Takes it himself. He's got the first
got
down. And that'll do it. The clock will run down once they set the ball. But Germantown Academy, an amazing comeback here at Stadium Field at Penn Charter. They lead 42-35, and that'll do it. What an amazing comeback by Hayes Nolte and the Patriots.
Well, Matt Dents had a lot of faith in his senior quarterback, Hayes Nolte, to get that first down, and he is a big body, so the chances of him getting it were, pretty good. But again, taking the chance there to not get it and potentially give Penn Charter a chance to score that close, again, that shows a lot of faith in your quarterback. And you see the Germantown Academy cheerleaders and the fans, parents, alums cheering as they get the win.
That'll do it. Germantown Academy goes nuts.
What a
They're the
comeback.
winners, 42-35. An amazing comeback performance. Look at the students run out on the field. You love it. They march on the field. Penn Charter is absolutely stunned.
And, you got to love it here. But for Penn Charter, a tough game. They were winning. They were in control. And they couldn't finish it off here at home. And it's got to be a tough feeling for the Penn Charter Quakers, their fans, their alums on their home field losing in a comeback fashion like that to Germantown Academy.
A brilliant performance from Hayes Nolte and the Germantown Academy offense. Also a brilliant performance from James Biggs Frazier on the Penn Charter side.
We're going to take a quick timeout as you see the teams are lining up after the celebration. We'll come back and we'll wrap it up. We'll go over some of the final statistics And then we will finish it up again. Germantown Academy defeating Penn Charter 42-35. We'll be back here on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
We're back here on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Germantown Academy storms back down 28-7, and they win it 42-35 here at Stadium Field at Penn Charter. This game had it all, Ari, from start to finish. The opening kickoff, 90 yards. The second kickoff, a 94-yard touchdown. Great plays on both sides of the football all day long, but it's Germantown Academy that comes away with a big victory.
Well, James Biggs Frazier for Penn Charter scored a touchdown at the 11:19 mark in the third quarter to make it 28-7. And after that, Germantown Academy just went nuts. There was a 57-yard touchdown run mixed in there by Biggs Frazier.
It's also a 43-yarder.
Yeah, right. The 43-yarder, that made it 28-7, and then the other one made it 35-14. But after that, as you can see by the final score, 42-35, 4 straight touchdowns scored by Germantown Academy. Riley Kordick with a couple of runs. A 33-yard pass from our player of the game, Hayes Nolte, to Kyle Donahue. And then Calhoun had the 4-yard touchdown run that ultimately gave Germantown Academy the win. And as good as Biggs Frazier was today, the Penn Charter defense, and for that matter, the offense just could not get a score. Defense could not get a stop. And GA did what they needed to do to get the miraculous comeback win.
Certainly a good way to put it. That was a miraculous victory, down by 3 scores in the second half and down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. And give a lot of credit to the Germantown Academy defense, much maligned early and really through 3 quarters because Biggs Frazier ran all over them. They step up on a couple of big third downs. And then really offensively for Germantown Academy, it was that little hitch route that they kept going to Nolte, to Kyle Donahue, where they would pick up 9, 10, 11 yards. And, of course, Nolte ran it in a couple of times himself and threw the football well all day long. Penn Charter in the second half couldn't stop him.
Yeah, they really couldn't. And you got to give Germantown Academy a lot of credit. A great comeback win. And, like I said, Penn Charter played a good game, but just unfortunately in the second half could not stop GA. And it's a tough feeling. This is a big day for both programs. PCGA Day. Obviously, Penn Charter wanted to get the win. Disappointing probably for a lot of the seniors as well. GA has taken now this day 2 years in a row now. So it's really tough for Penn Charter to swallow. But we did see some great football here today here on SFBN.
No one at this stadium, well, you say no on the Penn Charter side, is obviously a little bit stunned about what happened, but these are the sort of football games that you hope to see. And Germantown Academy comes away 42-35, and really just for the entirety of the game, it was nonstop action both sides. We had onside kick. We had a kickoff.
The opening kickoff return.
The opening kickoff return.
Followed by the Penn Charter's kickoff.
By James Biggs Frazier, who ordinarily would be the player of the game, if not for the great comeback by Hayes Nolte and Germantown Academy. But you hate to see the frowning faces on the sideline of Penn Charter. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. Penn Charter thought they had this one in the bag. They're not saying that they slowed down by any means. Germantown Academy showed why they put up 41 points a week ago against Springside Chestnut Hill. It's because of that quarterback. It's because of all the weapons they have, and multiple weapons. We talked about them all day. Calhoun, Kordick. We barely spoke about Miles Anthony, who's their leading rusher, but they have so many different weapons that they used. And finally, in the second half, it turned out for Germantown Academy's side.
Yeah, so GA ends up winning this game 42-35. That wraps it up for us here, Pat. There's some ceremonies going to happen on the field. We'll get you a little glimpse of that as you can see it now on your screen. But, Pat, thank you very much for joining me here on this Saturday afternoon. So, for my partner, Pat Gowan, I'm Ari Bluestein. Our crew here today, Dana Verdecchio on C camera, Lyle Bowden on B camera. Up top on main camera, Marco Delicato, our producer and director and engineer, Josh Bellman, the man who does it all here on SFBN. If you missed any of today's action, which there was a lot of action, you can watch the replay on our on-demand page later today at www.thesfbn.com. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you for watching this edition of SFBN Classics. We hope you enjoyed that game. Please like our Facebook page and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page. And for more information about us, go to www.thesfbn.com. I'm Ari Bluestein. Have a good night.